Hello, everyone, and welcome to another thrilling episode of the Days Grimm. My name is Brian Michael Day.
My name is Thomas Grimm Sr.
Thomas Grimm III, TDG, who
Yes,
is
sir.
joining us in the studio.
Well,
today,
joining us to your right is the original, I don't even know what, the non-carbon copy. What do they call that?
carbon
One and only.
Yeah. The starter of it all, Thomas Grimm I, Sr.
Nice, dude.
My grandpa, who I get my name from.
Yeah.
Big Tom.
I'm proud of my grandson, too.
Hell
All
yeah.
of them.
Yeah. Well, I'm the only grandson.
Well, that's true.
Yeah.
You are the only grandson?
Only grandson. Now,
Nice.
there's great-grandsons. There's great-grandkids that are boys. But of that generation, I am the only great-grandson.
Nice, dude. So you say you're proud of him. So you're not disappointed by him at all?
Yeah, let me think about that. No, I'm not. I'm proud of him.
Yeah, he's a pretty good dude. We were talking pre-show, and you had asked how Tom and I met. Yeah, he's definitely the best.
Yeah, but today's not about me. We're not inflating my ego. You know what I'm saying? It's already
Yeah,
up
dude.
there. You know, I always joke and say it took him 3 times to perfect it. You know, when people ask, you know, that being the third.
Oh, Lord.
He's such a clown, this guy right here.
Oh, yeah.
So,
Well, you know where I get it from is my Papa Tom.
Oh, really?
are you a jokester?
I've been
Papa
accused
Tom?
of that before.
You're a jokester? Are you, you're a...
Ever since I was little, he's always telling me new jokes, playing like he'd always in his hand, hey, come here. And he would tell like kids, and they'd come up, and there's nothing in his hands, but he'd like get you or spook you or something all the time, man.
I still do that.
Yeah, I know.
Even with the great-grandkids, yeah.
Hey, that's a solid party trick, man. I'll be honest with you. Whenever you come up to him with one of those, and you're like, you want it? You want...
Oh, yeah.
Scare the crap
I thought it'd be cool to bring in the original to
Yeah.
get, you know, to showcase some of it, but then also like you remember a completely different Evansville than what we grew up in, which is like crazy to me.
Yeah, I think it was a lot more calm back then, in a way.
It was still a small town. It wasn't...
Yeah.
I mean, it was one of the bigger towns, but
Green River was the city limits, right?
Mm-hmm.
I have a question, if I may. You're 86? 80...
In his 80s.
Okay, well, what? Just for... So, like, my grandmother, she was alive. She still is alive, Virginia Brooks. She's awesome. But she has, like, newspaper clippings from, like, the flood in Evansville. Do you remember that? The one that, like, came way...
I know what you're talking about.
The one
but
that flooded all of downtown.
Yeah.
I don't remember what year that was. But it's just cool to have, like, that life.
What I think's cool is so your great great-grandparents, or was it your great-grandparents? They were the first ones to come over.
Right, from Germany.
Right.
Yeah.
And then
It's all making sense.
yeah.
now.
But then like we spoke about it a little bit before, like your dad wasn't really around. And so you were left with your grandparents to be raised. Right?
Well, you know, I told you my real dad committed suicide.
Right.
And
When you were just 2.
yeah, so I was with my grandfather after that.
Your dad's dad.
Right.
Yeah.
And then he had a lady that pretty well babysit with me, you know, and she cleaned the house and stuff like that. Boy, eventually they got married. So that's who I call Mom.
Right.
Even though my real mom was alive at the time, but Mom to me is the one that there when I was little.
Right.
If
She
I
always
may,
will be.
If I may, I want to pump. Where's Mom at before the babysitter?
Well, my
married
grandfather,
was.
now you got to stop and think now. There's a lot of things that probably I don't know about, and I think she was the reason why my dad committed.
Okay. So maybe a kind of a shisty situation.
And he tried his hardest, and I, you know, from everything I've heard from my aunts and uncles, to get me away from her.
Okay.
Well, eventually, my grandfather was able to get custody of me, and then I had to go to a Catholic school for 8 years. That was one of the agreements. So that's how I ended up with my grandfather, which is probably the best thing that ever happened to me.
You were telling me that they would take you over to your great-grandparents' house, and everybody's speaking German, and you didn't understand any of it.
Yeah, it wasn't really where. Yeah, my grandfather, he already had me, you know, and he would take me to his German family, and they're sitting there talking, and I'm thinking they're trying to do something so I can't understand it. But what it was, he was talking German, and I didn't know it.
It sounds like they have peanut butter stuck to the roof of their
I
mouth.
guess.
We're angry. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. They're saying thanks for this wonderful meal, and it's like they're sitting there yelling.
Yeah.
Yeah, no worries. You want to move his drink next to him too while you're at it? Swap them around.
I'm gonna get everybody situated. Sorry, I got those.
But under the circumstances, I consider myself very fortunate that my grandfather took me in.
Right. What was the Catholic school you went to? Is it still
St.
around?
Joseph down there on Garvin and Virginia Street.
Oh yeah, dude! Shout out to the Catholics, man. Shout out to them. Good on them, dude.
Yeah.
So, did you enjoy that, or did you?
No. Let's. What was it like growing up in like elementary school? Like what were you into? What did you do a lot of then? Like what was the thing to do growing up?
Well, we pretty well played out in the playground naturally, and had a wasn't funny at the time, but you know how kids are. They'll experiment to do things out in the playground.
Oh yeah.
They don't always turn out like you want, but
Right.
they had like I don't remember what it was, a rock or something out there, and they had a board, and they put it on there, and then they had
Somebody jump on the other side.
and then they had another rock over there. And anyway, it started to move, and I bent over to get it, and this kid jumped on the board, and my front tooth right there in the middle, of course I got false teeth now, it chipped that off completely. And I never could whistle after that.
Damn.
It hurt a little bit.
And there's a lot of bike riding. Yeah, I remember you telling me a story about like riding your bike all the way across town or something like that to go swimming or something.
All kinds of stuff. We could talk all night about some of the stupid stuff that we done.
What was
I'd
some
love
of the,
to hear some of it.
Yeah, what's some of
okay.
the craziest shit you did as a kid that nowadays kids are just not doing? Like, you know what I mean? Like, what's some crazy antics that you guys got into?
Well, one of them comes to mind. Used to, you couldn't get fireworks in Indiana.
So you
But
to make your own?
No, we go over to Kentucky.
Oh.
Yeah.
But let me tell you, we'd start out on our bicycles, me and my buddy. And back then, people would take their soft drink bottles or whatever, just throw them off the side of the road.
Yeah.
And we pick them up, and we had a tray in the bicycles. And time we got to Henderson, we'd have a whole bunch of bottles, and you'd sell them. You know, they would buy
Like
them.
recycle them?
Yeah, get a penny a bottle or
I
a
don't remember how
nickel a
much it
yeah.
was. It might have been a nickel. I don't remember. But
Yeah.
anyway, we'd get enough to buy all the fireworks we could get. And then we'd come back on Waterworks Road, and there's a bridge there, a little bridge. I mean, it's not.
Yeah, in between the farm fields, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know what you're talking
And
about.
we'd go down in there and we'd shoot the fireworks. Of course, we'd shoot them all before we got home. And but can you imagine? I still think about that today. My grandfather and them would have had a fit if they knew we was riding them bicycles down Waterworks Road and then on 41 and over the bridges in
Right.
there.
Yeah, that's a hot.
Yeah.
People don't slow down there.
No, it's dangerous. You
And
know,
probably even worse back then. People just gave less of a shit back then. I would
I
imagine.
guess, but
But yeah, that's wild crossing state line. You know, I've ran that before.
mhm.
I've ran the.
Oh,
water-
have you?
Yeah, when I lived on closer to the river on the west side over here,
Mhm.
I left from there and ran downtown over Waterworks into Henderson, and then turned around and came back. Like ran the whole
Right.
bend. But yeah, that's not a small journey, dude. That's
And then another thing that comes to mind is Marciaki.
Never heard of it.
Oh, well, you're just a young kid.
you say varsity hockey.
Marcia.
Marsh,
She was a weather forecaster.
Oh, Marcia.
And she was really entertaining to listen to, but when she got done, you think, now what did she say about the weather? You know,
This
Well-
lady right here
Was she just
on the screen.
was she just an angel?
that's her right there. Yeah.
Oh, so she's kind of.
Oh, everybody loved her.
So you had a thing for her, like a. Was that your first crush?
No,
she-
well, I guess in a way, but I mean, I really liked her, you know. But anyway, I used to ride a bicycle, and I don't know if you ever heard of Pathlin's Lake. It's up there by oh boy,
Linville.
no, dang going. Isn't that something?
What was the name of the lake?
Pathlin's Lake.
Path.
Up by Newburgh, I think it is.
Oh, that's your neck of the woods.
Anyway, we would ride our bicycles up there and swim all day and look at the girls.
Oh, yeah.
And then on the way back, you've been up there all day in the sun and swimming and all that. And then you're wore out. And guess what? In the afternoon, the wind is blowing and it's always against you. And you're pedaling that bicycle and you're all wore out.
Oh, yeah.
Well, anyway, one day some days I would hitchhike and go up there by myself.
And how old were you?
Yeah. When I was young enough where I didn't have a motorcycle or nothing else, all I had was a bicycle.
So under the age of 16?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, definitely.
I think you were 10?
Yeah, we might have been 10 or 11. I don't know.
Just hitchhiking. Just a bunch of children hitchhiking.
And they
Stupid
actually,
too.
we looked it up, they changed the name of Pathlands Lake to Patoka Lake.
Oh, I know Patoka Lake. Yeah.
No?
No.
Okay. Well,
Not that I know of. In fact, it's got houses around it now. Mr. Pathland, he had it. There's a big lake. And he had a 27-foot high dive, and which is kind of comical because a lot of us would go up there. A lot of guys and a few girls would go up there and dive off of it, which to this day I can't imagine that.
That's terrifying.
And I don't know how many times I went up there and I'd chicken out to even jump off of it.
Oh, no kidding.
And
well, we brought up Linville a minute ago. Did you ever spend much time up in Linville?
yeah,
Oh,
the
yeah.
stripper pits.
Yeah. Were the stripper pits a thing when you were a kid, or were they still like quarries?
well, they were quarries, and didn't really mess around with them until I got to fishing and hunting. I done a lot of fishing and hunting up in that area.
So
We'll cover that a little later.
Okay,
Let's
I'll
stay
let-
on
I'll let you-
hitchhiking to lakes.
Anyway, get back to Marcia Yockey. She got in trouble one time for flying her airplane. She flew an airplane,
this lady's a pilot and a meteorologist?
yes, and a cut-up. Friendly as you could ever want to meet. She's really fun to listen to. Anyway, where the railroad bridge is in Henderson that goes across the river?
Yes, sir.
She flew underneath that and got in trouble.
No, she didn't.
Oh, yeah.
She's a wild one.
Anyway, I was hitchhiking, and she pulled up there. Of course, I didn't know who it was till I got in the car.
Right.
It was her. And she had a convertible. And, man, I thought, man, I'm with a movie star, man.
Right.
That's
And,
wild. What are the odds that
I know you go home and your grandpa's watching the news and you're like, oh, I wish I could tell him this lady picked me up and drove me 30 miles up the road and back. But
So where does Papaw think you're at all day when you're hitchhiking and
probably didn't have a clue or he had a heart attack. But anyway, she took me. I thought she was going to drop me off at the entrance out on the road.
right.
yeah.
Oh, no, I'll take you back to lake. Oh, I said, you don't have to do that. No, I'll take you. And she took me all the way back there. And I know with you not being familiar with the place, you don't, but you had to go back a little ways. And I mean, we're talking about Pathlands Lake was a big deal, man. I mean, all the kids and everybody went there.
Damn. Dude.
And grown-ups, And anyway, it made my day, man. I couldn't wait. So, guess who picked me up? Took me in a convertible, and all this
Yeah,
stuff.
and what a sweetheart to not just like dump you on the curb like some kind of homeless person. She actually
Yeah.
took you to where you were trying to get. That
Well, she probably had to drive probably half a mile, maybe not quite that far. To me, it seemed like it was that
yeah,
far.
what a
but
sweetheart.
Just
though.
to
Yeah,
get back
yeah.
there.
Yeah.
So, who taught you hunting and fishing? Did you learn that at a younger age or did you learn that later on?
pretty well, a friend of mine. We got schoolmate. He was allowed to have guns and that. And of course, I had to really push the envelope with my grandfather since
the whole
my dad
situation.
killed himself.
Yeah.
So my grandfather finally gave in and let me have a BB gun. And then a friend of mine, he had 22s and stuff, BB guns, and that's how I kind of got started.
Was it like middle school, high school?
Oh, no, this was in grade school.
Okay.
And I'd go out there quite a bit because to me, that's pretty wild, get to shoot a regular gun.
Oh yeah, when you shoot a 22 as a kid, you're like, "This is the coolest shit ever."
Yeah, but I'll tell you what, tell you the truth, you'd laugh at me now. A buddy of mine had a 22, and I think he was shooting shorts. And you know what shorts is, right? Short, long rifle.
Oh yeah,
The
so
bullets,
It's
yeah.
like a 22 short would be like a handgun, right?
Well, yeah, but I mean, the bullet would be a mild dose of powder. And then you had the next layer. Then you had the super rockets or whatever, which
Oh, so I
they
guess-
call
It's
like
just
long
distance,
rifle.
like different
Oh,
FPS.
I guess I
Yeah.
don't know that. Okay.
So anyway, my buddy was going to let me shoot his new Remington he had.
Yeah.
And I was scared to death of it. Scared it's going to kick like a mule. When you shoot it, you don't even really
Right.
feel a recoil, you know.
Yeah.
But that was funny because he kept saying, "It's not going to hurt you, Tom. Go ahead.
Right.
It's not going to hurt you."
Yeah.
And finally, I did. And then he couldn't hand me bullets fast enough.
Yeah.
What were you guys just shooting at bottles or?
Yeah, well, you know, cans or whatever, you know.
Did
Yeah.
you ever speaking of kick, you ever shoot a 10 gauge?
No.
That'll take your freaking arm off, dude.
Oh yeah. No, I haven't. 12 gauges, yes. You know, muzzle loaders and
Yeah, muzzleloader will kind of kick back pretty good.
So you got
Yeah.
this buddy that's showing you guns and 22.
getting me
and all
introduced
that,
to it. Yeah, that's kind of where it came from. And then one of his friends, which was a little bit older than us, he had a pistol, and I thought, man, that's really great. You know, I mean, I don't
Could
know
you
why.
imagine a
but-
bunch of elementary kids running around? One's got a BB gun, one's got a 22, and the other's got a handgun, probably
Just
a
like-
9 mil.
Little child militia.
Just riding their bikes through the neighborhood, parking their bikes at the wood line, and
Well-
just running off.
Nowadays, it's AR-15s.
Yeah.
Sad to say.
Everything's an AR-15 anymore.
Yeah.
But yeah, that is why. So okay, when do you go on your first hunt? What does that look like? Is it like a 17-22 hunting for squirrel hunt, rabbit hunt, or did
Well,
you go right into big game?
Well, I assume
no,
your
pretty
buddy's-
well squirrel hunting.
I'm sure your buddy's dad takes you and your buddy and somebody else out, and you guys are like the dogs, basically, right? That's how most people
No,
start.
they were already. My friends were already introduced to guns, so we'd go out. I'd go out with them, you know.
Gotcha.
Yeah, but it wasn't like their dads would be along. You know, they already knew better how to handle them and everything.
Wow.
So I pretty well learned from my schoolmates. And anyway, especially one of them, you know, he was really good at, and the other one, he was kind of. I mean, he wasn't dangerous, but
Wild card. Wild card nowadays.
yeah.
Could have an on day, could have an off day.
Yeah.
Maybe just don't be around him when he's getting ready to pull.
I'll tell you one thing that's funny. When he was out, and they was talking about, now this is down Pigeon Creek out by Greenville Road.
yeah.
And I used to walk from Louisiana Street and Evans all the way out there.
Man.
That's a long walk.
That's
Yeah.
damn near downtown. Is that where you lived?
Well, at first I lived on Main Street, and then we moved to Louisiana Street,
Which
which
is still downtown, though.
oh yeah. And
So you were in the heart of Evansville.
right,
You watched it grow from the inside out. Isn't that crazy?
yeah. Well, I don't know if you guys ever heard of it. Probably a lot of things I could tell you never heard of. I don't know, but we lived down there. You know where Garvin's Park's at?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
The ballpark area.
Yeah, we lived about a block away from the baseball
Mm-hmm.
field. Okay, well, that's Main Street, and then Louisiana's here, and then the park where the ball diamond's at is right a block away.
Yeah.
Well, I'm just telling you the way it was now, okay? I don't know who started this stupid stuff, but anyway, it did happen, and you could check into it, and I'm sure there's other people my age could tell you in a heartbeat. If you stepped across the street to the other side,
Yeah.
you was on the west side,
Oh, Lord.
just crossing the street.
Oh, Lord.
It was kind of an east side versus a west side. And they'd have BB gun fights, and I do mean they'd be shooting BB guns at each other.
Damn.
Ain't no telling how many might have got an eye put out or whatever.
Probably not many, but
Yeah, but anyway, and then you're not that far away.
yeah, you're shooting across the street.
Yeah, and you're not that far away from where the wood line and all that is, like where Garvin's Park's at back in there.
Yeah.
And the Pigeon Creek,
Yeah.
you know, so there's a lot of stuff back there probably happened, but I mean, you didn't feel comfortable, or most of us did. Like if we was to go on the other side of the street, it's just like you're the enemy, which is weird.
I feel like this. Oh, that's so kind of you. You have a map pulled up. Thank you, Tom. Little Tom. No, so I wonder if this is where the West Sider genome started.
Like the west side's the best side.
Yeah, because no one in Evansville says, "Oh, I'm an East Sider. I'm a South Sider." No, it's like you're a West Sider or you're barely an Evansvillian. You know what I mean? I wonder if this is where it started.
I don't know.
Did
but
the West Side win the BB gun war? Do you think?
I never was involved in that sort of thing.
You were like Kentucky during the Civil War. You
Yeah.
just pick a side.
Well, that's just like we used to do a lot of roller skating at the skating rinks.
Okay.
And just give you a clue, you could go downtown in Evansville skating rink.
Yeah.
And if you wasn't a regular there, you were kind of the enemy. Like, the neighborhood guys would try to, I don't know if they were scared you was going to be dating their girlfriends or something,
Yeah.
But they would, you had to be careful when you went to some places almost like you was the enemy. And
Man,
I told that one buddy.
Face, small town. They didn't have social media, so
Espionage type.
Yeah.
So, okay, we've talked a fair amount about elementary years. Okay, so what does junior high and high school look like for you? Like, what happens?
Well, you still have to go to Catholic school in middle school.
I had to go to
What
Catholic school
What middle school
for
did you
8
go
years, and then I went to North High School,
Okay.
which is the old North High. It's moved now.
Up on Stringtown.
Right,
That one.
right.
Yeah.
And then
Diamond
later
Street.
on it moved. Yeah.
So, but what junior high did you go to? You said you went to a Catholic school all the way up until high school. What middle school did you go to?
Well, the middle school was
built
the
into your.
St. Joseph's
Yeah.
School.
Oh, it was one in the
Yeah.
A lot of Catholic schools are that way. Like Holy Spirit's that way. I think it's like K through 8th.
Oh, no kidding. Okay.
And then the Delaware School was right down across the street
Okay.
from
Nice.
St. Joe. And they all called us cat lickers. Catholics, cat lickers.
Play on the name. Very
Interesting.
clever.
And
Very clever.
there was a lot of.
Hey, at least you were licking cats and not other things. You know what I'm saying?
Right, yeah.
Licking
and then-
dogs.
Yeah. And you would sit there and, they pull weeds out of the ground with dirt clods on them, and we'd have dirt clod fights.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
As far as I know, it was nothing serious, but it was kind of like almost an enemy thing or school thing, you
Right.
know.
Yeah.
Great
So,
school.
Leading up to high school, you go hunting and fishing like regularly. Does that become like a common thing for you?
Yeah, that's how it started out, and then I really didn't get too much into hunting except for squirrel hunting until a little later on. Then I got into groundhog hunting and deer hunting and all that. And
Did you have like any like 4-wheelers or anything like that? Anything with a motor before high school?
yeah, size shoe 9 or something, you know.
All foot.
Yeah,
All
there
on
you go.
foot, dude.
Oh yeah, yeah. I used to walk all the way up there, like I told you, from Louisiana Street all the way up there.
So back in the day when you popped a 240-pound buck, I mean, you had to haul that.
Your work was cut out for you.
Yeah, you had to haul that fucker out.
Unless you had buddies or somebody back in. That was before 4-wheelers and all that stuff.
Yeah, and little Tom mute your earmuffs. So would you hit like a real big buck like that and then just have to dress it right there and then like strip it and carry?
Generally, I'd bring it on out, but
You would drag it all the way out to wherever to the road. The
either
nearest
that,
road?
if you had another buddy was up there hunting with you, he'd help you, you know, or something. Sometimes other hunters would help you,
Yeah, it's wild.
but you had your work cut out for you. And I mean, if it was any size deer at all, it would wear you out. And a lot of times you were way back in there. You know, it wasn't like you were.
How do you think? And this is, I know I'm diverging from the storyline a little bit, but like just to stay in that era of hunting, how do you think the guys in like Canada and like Northeast America how do you think they did elk?
Got
then?
smart with a tarp or like a sled. You pull
No,
it
they
on
had a
something
sled
like that.
and
Yeah.
drag them out.
Really?
Yeah,
But
yeah.
still, an elk, dude, that's a 350-pound beast.
Right.
That's a
Yeah.
400-pound
You're talking about a whole different animal
And
there.
I think they hunt moose up there too. That's a fucking 600-pound animal, dude.
Yeah.
I mean that's huge. You're dragging a motorcycle.
I saw a guy that shot a moose and he was like laying down next to the moose just to show the size comparison.
It's wild.
Yeah, it's
Moose,
crazy.
Made him
Moose-
look like a young kid, didn't it?
Yeah.
Moose actually, because the Day family's from New England area. They had friends that were truck drivers. Moose will total a tractor trailer.
Oh, yeah.
It will total a tractor if they hit a moose.
Right.
It's wild how large they are.
Yep.
Anyway, sorry. I just think that's very interesting. Like your generation's work ethic compared to mine is just not even comparable. It's not even compare. I'm a huge pussy compared to your generation. Like, it's embarrassing.
But anyways, you get
Wild.
done with middle school. You transition to now a non-Catholic public high school. Is
North
that
high
like
school.
is that a shock? Like,
No, it was a relief to me because
Yeah.
I didn't like going to Catholic school.
yeah, because back then they would hit your hands with rulers and stuff, right?
Yeah, and a lot of times if they're mad enough, they turn around and use a metal edge to hit you.
Ooh, that razor blade edge
And in
thing.
fact, well, it wasn't a razor blade, but it felt like it.
I
But
know what you're talking about. What is that little metal trim even for? What did they use that for?
Oh,
dude?
draw a line with, I think. You know, like if you wanted to draw a straight line primarily.
Probably
was
chips less.
It wasn't made for hitting kids because I feel.
No, no.
I'm only joking.
But I got so mad because that sister, you know, they call them sisters,
yeah,
and they're
sister.
wearing their things over their face and all that stuff. It
Yeah.
ain't like they are now. Now they just dress like regular women or whatever.
Yeah.
But anyway, this one hurt me so bad that I hauled off and hit her. I made a fist. I hit her in the hip. You know, I didn't hit her in
Right.
the body or face or nothing like that.
Like, just load back and
yeah,
tee
yeah.
off
I
on
mean, it
her.
was just
Instinct.
yeah, instinct, you
Yeah.
know. And anyway,
Yeah, nuns, they got it, dude.
I'll tell you what, they didn't put up with no bull.
No BS with the
And-
nuns.
And
dude.
one time, you know how a kid, you tell them not to do something, and that's the first thing they do?
Yeah.
Well, you had to line up to come in school, no matter what the weather was, from the playground.
You had to line up to go in to walk into the school.
Yeah,
Okay.
at break where you went outside
Oh,
to
like
play.
recess and stuff. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So anyway, we were told not to slide on the ice.
Immediately slides on the ice.
And I slide on the ice. And you guys are going to think that I'm exaggerating.
Oh my
and
god.
if I am, it's not too much, I'll tell you that. There's a big puddle of ice,
Yeah.
not water, ice. It's like standing on a sheet of ice right outside the classroom. She made me go back out there and stand on that ice, and all she had to do was look out the window to see if I was still standing on it.
That's crazy.
And I don't remember exactly how long it was, but it seemed like it was 2 hours.
Oh, she
I was
was.
about to freeze to death, man. And
It's like Navy SEAL training.
I know. At
dude.
first, you're probably sitting there squeaking your feet and you're like having a great time, and then the
yeah, you're
breeze
like, oh,
picks up.
this ain't bad, and then all of a sudden it's not fun anymore.
Right.
An hour later, you can't feel your nipples anymore. Now we have a
Yeah.
problem.
Right, and you feel like you know what's is going to fall. off.
Right. Dude,
So,
that's brutal.
so freshman year, high school, you're like 15,
Mhm.
finally in a public school. What?
Well, wait a minute. Let's back up a little bit because
Yeah,
all right,
please.
I'm still in grade school.
Okay.
Oh, the puddle
So-
thing was grade school.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So anyway, they're going to have some kind of a play, and I guess you might, putting it politely, say me and a buddy of mine, we were pranksters, you know,
Yeah.
funny, ha ha, you
Class
know,
clowns.
class clowns. There
Yeah.
you go. So we go in the auditorium, and they got kids playing their instruments or flutes or whatever they're playing, you know. And
Right.
Well, they give us the cymbals, or whatever how you say
Yeah.
that,
The symbols.
Oh,
where you just bang
no.
them together,
Yeah.
and at a certain time, we're supposed to bang them.
Yeah.
I'm not sure, but I think it was my idea. Probably was. But anyway, I told him, I said, let's, just me and my buddy. I said, hey, let's do it where we're not supposed to do it. Bam! Go to the principal's office. She was a big mama, too, sister.
Oh, yeah.
We knew we were going to get a licking like you wouldn't believe.
Oh, yeah. Get the paddle ready.
Oh, yeah. And so we thought we were pretty smart, we thought, but we wasn't. So we was borrowing handkerchiefs and getting toilet paper and all kinds of stuff.
Your butts.
Packing our, and we thought, oh man, funny, go ahead and have at it,
Yeah.
Okay, and of course your pocket's sticking out probably like that.
Right.
Yeah.
She says, okay, boys, take everything out of your pockets. So we knew our ass had it then.
Oh, you're
So
just adding fuel to the fire.
Oh, yeah. She worked on us big
She's
time,
getting
buddy.
more mad.
Yeah,
That's the worst, dude.
yeah.
Oh.
But we asked for it, but it's typical kids,
You got any other fun little pranks you pulled through school? Maybe
What about
not.
junior high? You do any cool pranks in junior high?
Well, that's still elementary for
Well,
him.
I don't. You get it. Same. 6th, 7th, and 8th grade. Any other kind
No, I
of cool
don't-
pranks or
well-
anything? Cut loose a frog in the damn PE class or something?
No.
Oh, damn.
It's the only thing I got in trouble for in high school was somehow or another. See if I get the story straight now. How it was? Oh, they had a doctor in there, and they're supposed to examine you or something. And somehow or another, I didn't get the statement from the doctor. Somehow, I didn't get the signed paper or something.
Right.
So I forged his name. Of course, naturally, being a kid, I didn't spell it right. I got in trouble for that. They called me in the principal's office. And, it was just a pure accident. It wasn't, And I told him where it was. I said, I looked for the doctor and I couldn't find him. I don't know what happened, but I said I didn't get it. I figured I was going to be in a bunch of trouble. And being a kid, I didn't really think it'd be trouble writing his name down or something, And
Yeah.
anyway, he agreed with me, that he said, well, I understand, so that went smoothly.
Right.
Well, at
So-
least he had your back. Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Well, let's get to like high school. When did you get your first car in high school?
Eventually, first thing I got was a little Harley Hummer motorcycle.
Right.
And
What
come
was
about as close as you can to getting in big trouble. I'd go down there when class was going on, and I'd race up and down the street right outside the school there.
Oh, they love that, I bet.
Oh, yeah. And one stepped out there and said, I catch you doing that one more time, boy. This was one of the counselors or teachers or something, and that scared the hell out of me. But
Were there a bunch of other kids in your high school that had motorcycles?
No, not a bunch. There was about 2 or 3 of us, I think. And
What era are we in, by the way? Is this like the 50s, 60s?
yeah,
60s?
early, about mid 50s.
Mid 50s? Okay. Okay. I'm just trying to picture the motorcycle. Like,
And
what it
then I
looked
do
like.
have a funny story for you.
Yeah.
This one guy, I don't remember exactly what kind of car. It doesn't really matter, I don't guess, but he had a car and he had it painted on the side of it, Cherry Chaser.
He's going for them virgins.
You know what a cherry is now, don't you?
I'm tracking. Yeah.
You're lying too.
I know, popping a cherry. I got you. I'm tracking.
So
Cherry chaser. Very nice.
anyway, they were going to kick him out of school. So we all got a big laugh out of that because he painted on the front of it, retired chaser.
That's funny.
Damn, dude.
Then we had this one guy come in from another school that he got kicked out of several schools in bigger towns.
What's
Yeah.
it take to get kicked out of school in the 1950s, 60s?
What do you got?
Well, he got kicked out of so many schools they finally brought him north. And he had the idea and the reputation. Of course, I think a lot of times when you look back at it, you kind of look at, well, he's trying to let everybody know he's not no candy ass.
Right.
Yeah, he's a tough guy. Tough
So
guy.
anyway, I'll never forget this. He's standing out there in the street outside the school there, and he's badass acting, and all this,
Yeah,
and a lot of the
leather
kids were
jacket.
scared of him and all
Yeah.
that shit. Anyway, doesn't matter right now, but the guy that done it, he was a good guy, as far as I know, and he wasn't real big and muscular, but anyway. Oh, man. So this guy was trying to impress everybody in the school how he was bad.
Yeah.
Leroy Brown, you don't mess with me,
Oh, yeah. I love that song.
Yeah. But anyway, it doesn't matter, but that kid's name is on the tip of my tongue. They were standing there face to face pretty close.
Him and another fella.
Yeah. A good guy in school.
Yeah.
And he wasn't a big guy. And this other guy standing in front of him like, I'm bad,
Yeah.
Leroy Brown,
Yeah.
And anyway, this friend of mine, he just sat there and he put a cigarette up to his mouth to take a drag. Like that, boy, knocked that dude out. Man, all us kids started laughing, and after that,
The good guy did that?
yeah,
Hell yeah, dude.
yeah, he knocked his ass out. And after that, all the classmates started making fun of that guy. So he wasn't Mr. Badass after that. But he deserved it. You know, he did. He really did.
And he wasn't in school, so the good guy, your buddy, he didn't get like expelled from school or anything, did he?
No, he probably got the trophy for it.
So,
Hell yeah, dude.
I know you met my Ma, Brenda, your wife. You
Right.
met her when you were like 15, 16, right?
Yeah, I robbed a cradle.
Well, what's that? How did you guys meet? Because you would have been in high school.
You really want to know?
Yeah, you would have been in high school.
If it's too bad, we'll edit it out.
No, it ain't bad.
Okay.
It's funny. It's funny, but it ain't bad.
Hey, he
You
said
asked
rob the
her-
cradle, and I don't know in what reference, so
Well,
let's just see where this goes.
I'm 3 years older
I know,
than
I'm
her.
just teasing you.
She's 16, I was 19.
Oh, that's not bad at all. Yeah,
No, I
that's
know,
normal.
but anyway,
I
everybody
got you, I
teased
got
me
you.
of being robbing a
I
cradle.
got you.
So anyway, this friend of mine lived behind us on Louisiana Street.
Did you have you already had a car then?
Yeah, barely. And no money, no gas hardly. But anyway, he come over to the house. He's a good friend of mine. We went to high school together. He wanted to know if I'd be interested in going on a blind date. Well, probably really have to be blind for somebody to go out with me. But anyway, I said, yeah. So I hate to even admit this, but I'm telling you the truth. Between me and him, we just barely, and I do mean barely, had enough money to get enough gas where we could go pick him up. Of course, I'd never seen Brenda before, you know. That's why that was part of the blind date. He already had a girlfriend,
Right.
and her girlfriend was looking for somebody for Brenda. And anyway, we go pick him up, and we go out to, oh boy.
Like a drive-in
Yeah, the one out there on
holiday.
Main Drag out there on.
Oh, this is the one that was in the city.
It was out there, yeah. Daggone.
Yeah, I was just talking to somebody about this. Drive-in Evansville City in the 60s.
Yeah.
They shut it down in like the 80s, I think.
I think so. And
Was it Big Top? No, that's the
No, it
food
wasn't.
place. That's
No.
a food place.
You know what'll happen when I leave here? I'll think of it, but I can't think of it right now. But anyway, we went out there. Now, if you remember right, I said,
Sunset.
"Oh, no, that wasn't it." It's out,
Family drive-in theater.
nope,
Let's see. We got a whole list of options: Evansville Drive-In,
no,
West Side Drive-In, Audubon Drive-In,
no.
HIY Drive-In, Starlight Drive-In. How many drive-ins were there at the time?
I remember Starlight. I think Starlight.
Cardinal Drive-In. I don't know.
But anyways, you go to a
Brenda could probably remember.
you go to a film, right?
Yeah.
It's a movie, a drive-in.
No,
movie.
no. This is just a restaurant where you can order and they bring your
it's
food
a
out to you.
restaurant.
Okay.
Yeah,
Oh, okay,
it's not.
okay.
Yeah, it's not a movie theater. Or nothing.
Oh, I thought you meant that kind of. Was it Zesto's?
No,
And it wasn't Big Top?
no. It was out there by Skateland on Kentucky Avenue, I think.
Okay.
I only know Zesto's and Big Top. But anyways,
Yeah.
here nor there. So you guys go get some burgers,
Yeah,
some
and,
chili dogs.
well, you do remember we just barely had enough money for gas to go
Right, they're
get 'em
sharing
and that.
meals.
True, yeah. You guys are sharing a chili dog.
No, it's not even that good.
Sharing a Coke.
You know, they're expecting, to get a hamburger and a
Right.
Coke or something. Well, we didn't have any money.
So
So
how
we
did-
just sit there, and they couldn't believe it. And to this day, I can't believe it either, but that's what we did. But anyway, I don't know what happened.
Were
The
there a
last-
bunch of other kids? Like, was this a drive-in that a bunch of kids go and hang out
Oh,
with?
yeah,
Like when I was in
it was
high
a
school.
hangout
Okay,
place,
yeah.
yeah.
Because when I was in high school, we'd hang out at like old Walmart parking lot or Sonic.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Sonic.
So like, yeah. Okay, I get it. No. So yeah.
Yeah, that's what it was. And of course, Brenda and her girlfriend, they couldn't believe it that we wouldn't at least buy them a soft drink or something. you
Right.
know.
Boys come pick us up, not buying us nothing?
Yeah, but that's the way it was. And that's how we met. It's a wonder that worked out, right?
Yeah.
So I ain't going out with that bum again.
Well, so like you went to North, she went to Wrights. Was there like high school rivalry at that time, or?
Well, when I started dating her, I felt a little insecure going out on the west side. Of course, my grandfather always wanted to keep me away. They didn't like it at first because she was a west sider.
Mm.
And, you know, he didn't want me to get involved with my mother or something accidentally or
Right.
whatever.
Right, right.
Anyway, there were some of the west side boys that nothing ever really happened, but, you know, they made you feel a little uncomfortable, like you was on edge.
Like you had to watch your back or something.
Right, a little bit, you know.
Yeah.
Nothing serious probably, but I was more worried about it than they were probably.
Right.
Did you play sports or anything at this time in high school? So you didn't have you weren't walking around in like a Letterman jacket or anything?
Oh, no. I tried out for basketball, and I think they said, well, dribble the ball. And I dribbled it about 3 foot. And I said, okay, that's enough.
So I can only dribble one pee.
Didn't take him no time. I said, no, not him.
No, you're good. You're good.
Yeah, you're a good guy. Go over and rest a little bit.
But you guys got married young.
Oh, yeah.
When did you guys get married? How old were you?
Oh, boy. Well, let's see. I was probably, I was 19 when we got married. She was 16.
Shoosh.
And we went together for a couple of years, you know.
Right.
Yeah.
And I know you young chicks here, or young guys, probably may not know what I'm talking about, but because you lived a sheltered life, you know.
I did.
Yeah.
It's a did.
Well, as you know, Wrights High School is up on a big hill.
Yes, sir.
And the Ohio River, you can see it from up there.
Yes, sir.
Well, all the teenage kids would go up there, and I want to see how smart you guys are now. We go up there and watch the submarine races.
I went up there once and watched submarine races.
I've seen a couple submarine races.
Oh,
up there.
have you?
Yeah,
Well, anyway,
yeah. I've seen a
you'd
couple.
be surprised. People say, how the hell can you watch the submarine races when it's underwater?
Little Tom told me that joke earlier the
Oh,
other day.
did he?
Yeah,
Yeah.
he spoiled it.
and then like the double dip, we used
Yeah.
to go down that and fly down that.
Wait, in cars or rollerblades or what was that like? All of the above?
Car, motorcycle. Used to race down by Burdette Park, that hill there where you're
Yeah.
coming back down like
Oh,
towards
yeah.
town.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Of course, we used to race. Started out racing down that with the motors running. Then we thought it'd be cool just to have a race without the motors running, have it in neutral.
Just shut it off and let it roll.
See
Yeah.
how many guys you could fit in the car for more weight going downhill.
Well, we never thought about that.
Oh, yeah.
So this is the time, this is the era that like the Lloyd Expressway doesn't exist. The only way to get to Posey County is the highway, which was Broadway.
Well,
right?
that was Division Street back then. Division divided
Morgan.
the town.
Morgan.
Well, I'm talking about
Division is now Morgan.
I'm talking about the old highway.
You're talking about Broadway.
Yes, sir.
That's where we live now, right off of Broadway.
Oh, you guys
Yeah.
live out that way?
Out there by what used to be Busler's gas station.
Yeah, my family lives in Dogtown.
Oh, do they? Yeah.
The Kolbs, do you know that? That's my stepdad.
I'm not sure.
Yeah, but anyways, yeah, they live out that way. But yeah, so Broadway was the old highway. That was the
Oh,
only
yeah.
way to get to Posey County from
Right.
Evansville.
Right.
And a lot of people don't even realize that. They just think that the Lloyd Expressway has been here forever.
Yeah.
And it's not. It's
Well, see, the Lloyd Expressway was Division Street.
in Evansville.
Yeah. And Division Street separated like the north side from the east side. And the railroad tracks run down through there. You be going down Division Street, and there's be a train running right beside it. You're looking out the car when there's a train right there.
Golly.
A lot of people don't know that, you know, but
Yeah.
Did you ever jump off the Red Bridge or anything?
the Red Bridge.
Yeah, the one downtown.
Isn't it just called the Ohio Bridge? The
Oh.
Ohio.
No, not the Ohio Bridge. The Red Bridge is that bridge where the train tracks go over.
Yeah,
People
it's
climb off the top
on
and jump
Ohio
off.
Street that I think it's called the Ohio Bridge.
Yeah, and it's closed now. And then,
You can walk over it still.
yeah, but anyway, the bottom of it is like metal that's welded together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you go across that on a motorcycle, and you're like that. And yeah, that's kind of wild to do
Yeah.
that. Of course, it's closed now. I mean, you can get over there and walk on
Right.
it, you know, but
Yeah, they got it fenced off.
yeah.
Well, I know, like, my dad's era, like, they would climb to the top and jump off. There's been a few times I've been on the Ohio. We've taken boats over there and climbed up it and jumped off.
When the
Oh.
water's high.
Yeah. You don't want to do it when
Put
the
that
water's
out
low.
to the universe.
Yeah, if water's low, there's tons of rocks
broken
there.
bottles
You're gonna die.
and rocks.
Yeah.
And you,
All kinds of stuff.
you do not want to hit bottom at the Red Bridge. Don't do that.
Well, you
guys.
might hit bottom and yeah. Anyways, so like, what was it like? Like, okay, so you and Brenda Mall go on that first date, and then like you guys keep dating after that. Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh,
so
yeah.
then like,
How did you get her to keep dating you after you turned?
Yeah,
after
that's a
you
good
looked like-
question.
after you looked like a bum, dude. You know, like, hey man, check it out. I know I'm a loser. Give me one more shot. You know.
Well, I think a lot of it, she's mentioned this several times over the years,
Yeah.
but she was the oldest, so she was helping raise all the kids,
Oh,
which
damn.
they had a bunch of kids, about 5 or 6 or something like that.
Yeah.
Well, my wife would have to give all the other kids a bath. In other words,
it's okay. So my grandma's dad was like a playboy, always out chasing some butt.
right.
Cherry chasing.
Yeah, cherry chasing, if
Yeah.
you could say. And
And he
her
was
mom
and
was
he was-
always chasing him, trying to get him.
Ah,
So my grandma would be left at home taking care of her 4 younger siblings.
Right.
Damn.
Had a rough life. And then Brenda, my wife, she'd have to give the younger kids, give every one of them a bath.
Get them cleaned up.
And
feed
they
'em.
didn't have any water there at the house back then. All they had was like a well. And they'd have to go over next door where they had water and carry the water over there and pull it in a tub, metal tub.
Yeah.
And then she'd have to give them a bath and get that one out and put another one in there and get, till she got.
What's crazy is I remember, so like when I was a kid, I was conceived in a trailer, but when I was born, my mom and dad bought the house across the street from the house my grandma grew up in, right? That was
Right.
the house.
Right.
And I still remember that little well-like thing they had
Oh,
in their
yeah.
backyard.
Oh, yeah.
That's
And they had an outhouse back
Dude,
there.
I'm telling you, this house was like, the kitchen was half the size of this room. It had 2 bedrooms and a living room, and that was it.
Yeah.
And they had 5 kids. It was wild.
And for a long time, they didn't even have a bathroom.
Yeah.
All they had was an outhouse.
Isn't that wild to think that we've gone the complete opposite direction as a species now? Like people are only having like 1 or 2 kids and their houses are like
Massive.
gargantuan now.
Yeah.
Isn't that wild that we've
Right.
just gone the complete opposite?
Well, okay, I got another question for you here.
What's that?
Did you guys have alcohol at your wedding? Because
Oh.
neither one of you were 21.
Nah, not that I know.
Well,
My father-in-law probably did.
Yeah.
you didn't have to be 21 to drink back then, did you? You only had to be.
Yeah,
They
I
didn't.
would think you did.
I thought
would
back
think so.
then the state of
know.
Indiana.
Actually, the state of Indiana, you had to be 16 years old to buy a pack of cigarettes.
yeah,
Did you
Starting
know
now.
that? Did you know that?
That's crazy. You got to be 21 now.
Really?
Yeah, they changed the law 2 years ago.
Yeah, but back in the day, kids used to get sent by their parents to go get cigarettes. Hey, go pick up cigarettes.
Yeah.
And then they changed it to where like, no, now we need an ID.
Yeah.
And the first time you get an ID is when you're 16.
Right. So you guys are freshly married. What happens? Like you guys have your wedding. What goes on from there?
Work.
Where did you
Yeah,
start
what'd you
work?
Work.
What did that look like?
Well, where was your first job? Because it wasn't. God bless you.
Thank you.
Well, I had several, but I don't know. Needless to say, they were low-paying jobs because I
Right.
didn't have any talent or know anything hardly.
Like delivering newspaper.
No, I wasn't doing that.
appreciate your honesty, sir. I just appreciate the shit out of you.
Well, I'm just telling you the way it was.
Big Tom is the man, dude.
Yeah,
Dude, I like him more than I like you, and I didn't think that was
You
possible.
could be your new podcast co-host.
You're like, listen, I wasn't good at a lot. Barely made it through school.
Yeah.
Okay, so what do you
So
want?
yeah, where did you end up working? You guys are freshly married.
Yeah.
Okay, I got a job at Hahn Incorporated, which made
Hahn?
lawnmowers and snow blowers and farm equipment. Some of it was.
Okay, what'd you do there?
I worked on the assembly line for about 3 years, and then I tried to get into the tool and die department to learn something besides assembly line. And I finally got lucky enough. I forget what they used to use the excuse. I was too old for that or something like that. Then 2 or 3 years.
Tool and die?
Yeah, but that was just a story they were.
Okay.
Well, then all of a sudden, 2 or 3 years later, I'm not too old for that.
Yeah, they need help in that department.
Yeah, so I got in there, and that was the best thing I could have done because I learned enough where I could go out and be a tool and die maker. And when I went to Whirlpool, actually that helped fit right in and helped.
Right. So before Whirlpool, I'll cut you off there real
Right.
fast.
He's real good at cutting people off while they're speaking.
I want to know, like, in this time, like, so you had a motorcycle when you were in high school. You got a car around the time you and Brenda
Right.
were dating and getting married.
53 Mercury.
In that first year,
there
in
you
that
go.
in that first time of marriage, like, did you get a new car? Did you get a new motorcycle? Was that just not on the?
No.
It was all
I had
about
that- I
getting
had
a
that.
house and a job.
Well,
And then I have a point to make before we take off from this too.
anyway, you mentioned my first job. Okay. I got a job at, that was before we got married, though. I worked at Stocks Hardware out on Oak Hill Road
Okay.
by Oak Hill Cemetery. And, didn't make any money, speak of, but that's where I worked for several years. Not making any money, but
It's something.
if I worked all week long, maybe not on Sunday, but during the week and then on Saturday.
Yeah.
And when it's all said and done, when I got paid, I put gas in the car. And if we went to the drive-in, something, and watched a movie, I was broke till the next week. Just
Right.
barely had money to do that. And anyway, then I moved on to Hahn and got a better job. And then
And
when
then your question again was, did he get a new motorcycle or a
Well, yeah,
new
like
car?
I didn't know, like in that time, like you still probably had the same car, the same motorcycle. Were you guys saving up for a house, or like what was that?
didn't have any money to save up.
Just making ends
Yeah.
meet.
Well, I had that car. Well, let me back up.
Okay.
I had a motorcycle,
Yeah. The Harley.
little Harley.
Yeah.
And then a friend of mine got a big BSA Super Rocket, which I was in love with that thing.
What's a BSA?
Boy Scouts of America is what a lot of people call it, but BSA was like a British motorcycle.
Oh, it
It
looks,
was really popular years ago.
it looks like a little cafe racer, and we got
Yeah,
pulled
it kind
up
of
on-
looks like that one there on the right there.
Yeah, kind of like a little cafe cutter
Yeah.
type European bike. Yeah,
Yeah.
that makes sense. Okay, anyway, sorry.
That's all right.
But you liked that one a lot.
Yeah, so anyway, I worked at the hardware store, and my buddy, that was his uncle, aunt and uncle, that owned the hardware store. So they got a call, a little hardware store like that, people call in, hey, I need such and such.
Yeah.
Sometimes they'd have us to get in the car or whatever and go deliver it to their house.
Yeah.
So I asked my buddy, I was begging him if I could take his bike instead of mine. So he was kind of reluctant at first, and then it started raining. And anyway, he said, yeah, go ahead and take it. Well, I got down there to,
And it's raining.
it started raining, yeah. And got down there at, street that the Harley shop's on now.
Green River and Morgan.
Yeah, Morgan Avenue, and stopped at the light.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting there at the light. Now, it's nighttime, and it's raining. And I'm sitting there at the light on the sickle. I'm not moving an inch.
This is the worst time to be on a motorcycle, by the way.
Yeah. So anyway, I know this sounds strange, but this is the way it was. The light turned green, and all I remember was letting out on the clutch.
No gas.
I don't remember seeing a car or nothing. And my high school friend, one of him worked at that gas station right there on the corner.
Right.
Yeah.
And he seen it happen. He said, when that car hit you, he said, it knocked you off the
Jesus.
bike and completely over that car. He said, I figured you was dead.
Right.
He
You would have
said-
been like, what, 20 at this time?
Oh, hell
21?
no.
No.
No. I was like, I guess 16 or
Oh,
something. Yeah.
okay. Wow.
And
Golly, you
Yeah.
are hard to kill, sir.
I know it. I'm still fighting it. But anyway,
Jesus, Murphy. Nice, dude.
yeah. But I got some regrets about that.
Was it your fault? What happened?
Oh, no.
The light went green and you
Well, we're sitting there like this, and he's wanting to go like towards the Harley shop. So basically, he either didn't see me. Motorcycles only got one headlight, and
Right.
he either didn't see me or whatever, and he just tried to beat me through the intersection. I don't know. And this is the part that I regret. And by the way, if you ever have to go to lawyers, the lawyers are looking out for themselves.
Yeah, they want the money.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
And don't ever, and I do mean this, don't ever trust what a lawyer tells you. Because they'll ask you, well, did that guy have his windshield wipers on? You said it's raining. I said, well, I don't know. I said, I don't even remember seeing the car.
Why in the shit would I know that?
Right.
I know. So anyway,
Dude, I got
he's
smoked by
telling
a car. What,
so,
CTE, you know, like that's before.
well, he's telling me to lie,
Yeah.
saying, no,
Oh,
tell
I
everybody you
get it.
didn't
I
see
get
no
it.
windshield wipers.
I
Or
get it.
tell him he didn't
Right.
have them on.
That's against your morals. So
Yeah, I mean, that wasn't right. And another thing was, if that guy, I understand some of this to a certain extent, but if he comes to your hospital to see you, don't let him in. And I regret that to this day because he came to the hospital and they said he was out there. Could he come in? And I said no, because that's what the lawyer told me.
right.
You know, and you know, I'm like 15 years old or whatever. You know, and
Right.
I can imagine how much that hurt his feelings because he probably really wanted to apologize. You know, and I said no. The only reason why I done it because the lawyer told me not
Right.
to.
Do you look? And I know you said you have some regret here, but do you think then when you made that decision, do you think it was more just out of pure ignorance, like you didn't know what was the right thing to do?
I think it
or
was.
do you think a little bit of you was actually like kind of pissed at the guy still?
No, I
No.
wasn't pissed at him.
Damn.
But-
That's
And
messed
like,
up,
well,
dude.
like what's crazy is like concussions weren't a thing around then either.
Oh, and I want to make my point now that we've made the end of that. I have a question. Back in the mid 50s, right? What was a crappy car? What was like a car that you would not be proud to drive? Because you said you had a 53 Mercury.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty snazzy looking Vic. Pretty nice looking whip. But would this be considered a crappy car back then, or when you were driving it, like let's say late 50s, early 60s? If you're driving this around, do people make fun of you for that, or
No, but it was kind of an okay car, you know.
So what was a crappy car? And then I want to have Tom Google it, and then I just want to make my point. What was a crappy car back then? Like 53 year-ish.
Well, see, that
like a
Mercury'd probably be about like that car on the right there.
Yeah, that's not a bad car.
No, but anyway, it's just,
What was a crappy car back then, though? Like a Studebaker?
yeah, stuff like that. I always called them helicopter cars.
Can you
'cause
look up a 53 Studebaker? I don't know how to spell it. Studebaker, something like that.
Baker.
Yeah, Studebaker. That's kind of a crappy car, right?
Yeah.
Here's the point I want to make, though. Even then, though, even with their crappy cars, they all still kind of look cool.
Yeah.
Nowadays,
I mean, yeah, they look similar. I mean, you don't really notice too much of a difference between.
yeah, it's all about what's under the hood.
Well,
I
one
get
way
that.
I can explain it to you is I bought that car, and it was a Mercury, and it was a 4-door, I think. Well, after I bought it, I found out the going thing was like a 55 or 56 Ford, 2-door hardtop or something.
Oh,
So,
yeah.
and the guy told me, he said, man, this is a Mercury. He said, this is real, you know, he's a car salesman now,
Slick.
used car. Yeah.
Slick. Yeah.
Yeah, he's slick. You know, he said,
Yeah.
well, this here, he said, this is like a,
That's a beautiful car.
well, see, I had a 56 Ford like that black one there, except mine wasn't convertible. Mine was a 2-door hardtop.
Yeah, that's a beautiful car. Fairlane. Yep. God damn, it's a good looking car. Shoot.
Mine was
Anyways,
a
I
lot better
just-
looking than that black one because that's a 2-door sedan.
I don't know if you have. I have an infatuation with motor vehicles. I think there's a certain art to it, especially like the classic era of vehicles. I love the
Right.
50s and the 60s and the 70s. They just had
Right.
the pickup trucks looked so clean and just so smooth.
Yeah, the F-150s were beautiful,
Oh, the 70
or the F-100s. I mean,
the 70s F100 will forever be my favorite pickup truck of all time. And the C5 and the F100 were essentially the same truck back then. They're both very beautiful vehicles.
Oh, yeah.
I love those. They just don't make them like they used to. That's the only point I wanted to make. So moving on from that, we get what happens? You get out of the hospital. Do you wind up ever seeing this guy again? Did you get your buddy's money back for his motorcycle? Like, what happens?
Oh, he got insurance money, but I'm sure he didn't get near what it was worth.
right?
And I know I had to hurt his feelings, because, I mean, he come out loser on it,
Were you ever scared to hop back on the motorcycle the first few times?
No.
My man, dude. Dude,
Yeah.
I'm liking Tom every minute we go through this interview.
When was the first time you went to Sturgis? Was that when you were
Hell yeah.
before mall?
Went to Little Sturgis, but that was later on.
Okay.
But anyway, get back to what you was asking me. I had that small motorcycle. My buddy had the big BSA.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, then I had that wreck. When I had the wreck, I had a Triumph 250, which was like a hot rod compared to what I did have.
Yeah, Triumphs are decent. Yeah,
Yeah.
good bikes.
It's not a big motorcycle, but it was
Yeah,
it
it's
was
a good
hot
bike.
compared to my other car, by Harley I had. That Harley was a little Harley. That wasn't no big Harley or nothing. But anyway, of course I had to go to school, and a lot of the kids was calling me Chester, like with Gunsmoke, because he limped in that show.
Oh, dude, Gunsmoke.
Kids can be pretty.
I know
They
that.
can be cruel,
Right.
100%.
To me, it wasn't funny. You're limping
Right.
going down to school, and everybody, oh, there's Chester, and all that. But that's kids. But anyway, I snuck down there and had a buddy of mine to go with me. My grandfather, I found out he had my Triumph moved to a friend's garage a block down. Somehow or another, I found out about it, or somebody told me that's where it was at.
He was trying to hide it after your wreck.
Yeah, he did, and I understand.
Right.
He didn't want me to have a motorcycle again. That reminds me, that's how I ended up with the Mercury. But anyway, I wanted to convince myself that I wasn't scared to ride a motorcycle again.
There's a certain.
And
Yeah,
so I
I
took it
get
out
you.
and went down the road, and I was in my seventh heaven riding. My grandfather would have yanked my butt off that thing if he'd seen me. So he made me a deal. He said, I'll tell you what, I'll buy you a car. This is where the Mercury come in. He said, I'll buy you a car, but I don't want you riding a motorcycle anymore. So
Right.
I understand now. I mean, I wasn't for it, but I understand.
There, and that, just to point out my 13th favorite characteristic about you that I've gained today, Big Tom, the fact that you have that, what's the word I'm looking for? Perseverance. Not a lot of kids are born with that anymore. You know what I mean? Like, they go through a life-altering experience like a motorcycle crash.
Mm-hmm.
That'll be the last time they ever ride a motorcycle. But the fact that you were like, I want to prove to myself that I'm not a sissy, and you got back on the bike.
It's called stupidity.
Well, you say stupidity. I say,
I know.
You know what I'm saying? That's
I'm joking.
Yeah, it's
Well, it's like right
it's
now.
being
My
tough.
kids,
Yeah.
my daughters, and they want me to quit riding a motorcycle so bad it's pathetic.
Wait, are you still on the motorcycle?
Well, hell yeah, isn't everybody?
You're still riding a motorcycle?
Yeah,
Yeah,
sometimes
I-
somebody might have to start it for him, but yeah.
Are you shitting me?
I've got two motorcycles. I got a VMAX. You know what a VMAX
No,
is?
sir. I'm not in the motorcycle world.
Well, it's pretty badass. Even in
Holy
today's world,
shit.
it'll shit and get. But anyway,
That's more like it. Right
I
there.
got yeah, that's it there on
That's
the
a
right.
good-looking bike, dude.
It's bad. 4-cylinder, and it'll get it.
What's your other bike?
It's my old Sportster that I bought brand new in '63.
Oh, I bet that's a beautiful.
And
How
I
many
got it-
miles do you have on it?
Hell, I don't know. It's all hopped up. It looks about like that second top there in the middle. Or actually, it looks more like the one right underneath there where he was just pointing. Go back. That one there, or either one of them.
That is something beautiful.
But I've got it all hopped up. It's got a stroker in there. I don't know if you know what all that is, but
No
He
shit,
had
no.
dual
Yeah.
carbs off the side back in the day. Let me see. I wonder if they have one. Let's see here.
I doubt if you'll be able to find the dual carbs. Surprise me if you do.
Mm,
Carburetor hangs out on the side, and with the dual carburetors, your manifold's like that, and both them carburetors are side by side.
yeah, and they stick out like this
Go
on the
down a little
nose.
bit
I know what
there.
you're talking about. Yeah.
Go down, Tommy.
Let's see.
Now go up real slow.
Tom moves as fast as possible.
I doubt if you'll see one.
Maybe something a little similar to this, but not necessarily.
A lot prettier than that.
Yeah, that's like twin.
But that's pretty well, yeah.
But normally, like you were saying, they stick out like in a V almost.
Right.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
It's still a attention getter big time.
Yeah, but that is lot lizard.
Yeah, it's got dual carburetors there. Yeah, lot lizard.
Yeah, that's hot. That's hot. I like that.
So so let's see. You bought this in '63 when it was new, right?
Right.
You didn't have kids at this point.
No. Oh, I bought it when I got to be 21 years old. I had to wait till I got more sense, which that never came about. But I wasn't allowed to have any of that money until I was 21.
What money?
Insurance money from where the guy hit me.
No shit. They didn't pay you out until you were 21?
No.
Was it a lot?
Oh, I forget what it was. Seemed like it was 100,000 or something like that. So anyway, I went out and I bought that sickle.
Oh my god! Hell yeah, dude!
Yep, and I've had it ever since. And
hell yeah!
It's I still love it, and a lot of people probably don't understand it, but I do. Tommy probably understands.
I think if and when I get my first bike, it will be a Sportster.
What's crazy about this is the compression on this Harley Sportster was so high. When you have like people try to start it as a joke.
That's one thing I could kick your dad for. Of course, he's always been. He's had very few sickles he had to kick,
Right.
They wasn't really hard to kick, but anyway.
Oh, this one's a kickstart.
Yeah.
And the compression dog, like if you don't get it in the first kick, you better watch when it comes back because you'll blow your knee
back.
out.
Yeah, especially if you let up on it. If you kick it halfway through and let up on it, it's kick the shit out of it.
Oh, no shit.
But anyway, he was trying to kick it. And, your dad's got that bad arm where he about lost it. And he wasn't doing any good at all. And before I knew it, when you kick a motorcycle, if you ever notice people kind of do like that 2 or 3 times, that's engaging the teeth on your starter. Because your starter is you kicking it. Well, your dad, before I could even blink my eye, he jumped way up in the air and come down and sheared all them teeth off.
Oh, yeah, because it's like free floating. It's not locked in place.
No.
And then
you're engaging it. And then when you come down, you get it on compression.
Yeah.
And then that's when you kick it.
And then you rip it through. Yeah. Golly, boy.
Old school stuff, man.
I kind of shit whenever he done that.
Yeah,
and boy, that's cost me a lot of money.
Dude, there's kids nowadays that can't even spell carburetor. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I asked a kid the other day, do you have any carb cleaner? They said, what's that?
Yeah.
Well, they don't. Yeah, now everything's fuel injected. You don't have to start your car and let it warm up for 5-10 minutes before you take it down the road.
I don't know shit about bikes, but I know what a carburetor is. I can figure it out. It's the same thing. That's just wild.
I had that 56 Ford, and it had
It's a beautiful car, yeah.
Let's see. I hope I'm not telling you wrong here, but Police Interceptor engine is what I called it, and it had a 4-barrel, which was a big deal back then, carburetor.
Yeah.
Well, I come about these 3 deuces, which is 3 carburetors, and I put them on there, and I never let anybody at the gas station, want me to check your oil? Nope. Or, at first, no. And then I put them 3 carburetors on there, and them younger guys in the gas station, you want me to check your oil? Yeah, check my oil. They raised that hood. Oh, man, look at he's got 3 deuces. Yeah. Anyway.
I bet that thing would shit and go.
So did you guys get your first house around that time you turned 21?
No, we rented for several years after that. In fact, just 3 or 4 days ago, I started to get kind of pissed at an old friend of ours. Her husband had a motorcycle, and his family, they had several cycles. But anyway, she was kind of indirectly, she probably didn't realize what she was doing, but she's kind of hurt my feelings, She said, like, I was getting a red ass, so I was having trouble kind of controlling myself, and I felt like saying, well, what business is it of yours that I bought a motorcycle? What was wrong with that? And it was, it was kind of like, well, you should have took that money and bought a house, but you were thinking about yourself and you got a motorcycle. Well, I being a young kid, I never looked at it like that.
Right.
Yeah.
And I didn't have a motorcycle after the wreck.
Right.
and I knew how much I loved the motorcycle.
And the freedom and it's like a hobby nowadays. Like you got people that, work their whole lives away and they don't have any enjoyment outside of work. And that's not a life you want to live, you know?
Right.
Yeah, even if it's a 20-minute motorcycle ride.
Yeah,
you know
to
what I
and
mean?
from work. You know what I'm saying? That's
yeah.
the highlight of the day.
Oh,
for
yeah.
those
You get
people.
off of work or going to work, it's fun to get on your bike and go,
Feel the wind in your face.
And your
freedom.
ma and I, we went down to Smoky Mountains and stuff like that several times. It wasn't like it was just for me, you know. But later on, she got where she really wasn't interested.
Well, she probably had a sore butt from all those long rides
I
on those
imagine.
motorcycles.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Those are not comfortable.
But anyway, I was getting kind of upset, and I like that lady.
But like in all reality, that was not even a 20% of the money you had. You know what I mean? Like,
and I took and give. I'm not bragging about this. I'm just telling you what it was. Her mom and dad didn't even have inside water. Like I said, they had to go over to neighbors and carry water over to take a bath,
Put it in the
or
tub,
cook
yeah.
or something.
Yeah.
So I went and Brenda asked me if it was all right, and I said yeah. Went, had the water hooked up and all that stuff, and the sink and everything, and bathroom and everything, and I paid for that. Out of that
That's
money.
not cheap.
It wasn't like I blew all the money on
Right.
just me on a motorcycle.
well, and I'm sure not only did your in-laws appreciate it, but like your sister-in-laws, your brother-in-laws, I'm sure they
And Brenda,
Right.
because she was having to give all of them a bath.
right, still going over there and helping.
Yeah, I mean, I don't regret it at all,
Right.
But no, I kind of got, I was on the edge. Boy, it was all I could do to keep my mouth shut. And that lady's been a friend of mine for years.
Right.
Her and her husband, and he had a sickle, and all that. But
Was your guys' first house that one at the end of St. Joe? The one I remember? Todd's old house?
the what?
Todd's house? Was that your guys' first house?
Oh no,
Okay.
no. Well, that's the first house that we owned.
Right.
The rest of it we just rented.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, so that was your first house that you bought.
Yeah.
You remember buying it? Did you have any kids already then, or did you buy the house?
No, we
before
bought the
kids?
house and then had the kids.
You guys working at Whirlpool at that time? Both of
I
you?
think I was working at Hahn when we first got it,
Gotcha.
which I didn't make big money at Hahn,
Right.
but anyway,
So what's it like getting that house all the way at the end of St. Joe?
yeah.
Wha-
Well, then here you're thinking about, I work at Whirlpool, and the kids are kind of growing up like your dad and
Right.
Jill joined all that, and
Hey, how many kids you got?
3. Well,
Oh.
technically 4. They adopted my dad's cousin.
Yeah,
Okay, sick,
yeah.
dude. Nice.
and then Brenda started talking about wanting a bigger house. I thought, what?
yeah.
I said, our kids are growing up, and that house was big enough. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Not saying it was too big or anything, but anyway, I said a lot of people would be thinking about retiring and not making a new bill. Well, that's what she wanted. I was against it in the beginning. I mean, not fighting mad about it, but I wasn't for it. And then now that I look back, it was the best decision we ever made because we got a bigger house and it's nice with the kids and grandkids now, and I don't regret it now, but then I did.
Is that the house you're in now?
Yeah.
Now, now I don't need, what's your address?
We already went over it.
No, I'm
Out
joking.
by Bustlers.
Oh, it's the one, that's right,
Yeah,
right. You're
it's,
out in like Dogtown,
Well, we're right off of, you turn off Broadway right into our street, and it's called Highfield Road. You can turn off right before you
It's
go
literally
down the
right
hill
by
to go to
Buzzards.
Buzzards,
yeah.
which I hate to call it Buzzards because I hate that name, but it's, I forget what it is now. But anyway, everybody still thinks of it as being Buzzards, just like he does. But anyway, before you go down that hill to Buzzards, we'll call it, I think it's called, I don't know, I should know because I look at it all the time. Anyway, you turn left right before you get to Buzzards off of Broadway. You go down the hill and you turn right. Then you go down to what, excuse me, but I can't think of the name of it now, that street. But anyway,
County Line Road.
if you,
Isn't that County Line Road?
No, County Line Road's back the other way a little
Yeah,
bit.
it's back up
Yeah.
further towards town.
But then when you turn and you come to that intersection there, you turn right again, takes you right back to Buzzards, okay?
yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Okay, that one there. And then you got that ball diamond back there for kids.
Yeah,
and everything.
I know what you're talking about. I got you. So that's the house you're in now. What?
Well, I want to rewind a little bit to like back to having kids. We jumped kind of big here, and like we went from first house to current house. I remember when you guys got the current house, so I want to go back to like, well, you guys like you had twins as your first set of kids.
Yeah, Jill and Joy.
That's kind of crazy.
You got a set of twin. My wife's a twin.
Oh, really?
Yes, sir.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'll be darned.
Yeah, that's wild, isn't it?
Yep.
Are they identical twins, Jill and Joy? No.
They're a lot alike in some respects.
They're would you call that a fraternal?
Yeah, they're fraternal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But both girls.
Right.
And then how much older are they than my dad? Couple years, not very many.
Yeah. Something like that. I think it was like 3 years later your dad was hatched.
Right.
Oh yeah.
So, but like during that time, like I'm just trying to think of this window. Like you're still hunting. Like, did you pick up hunting and fishing more before you had kids in this little gap before you had kids?
Yeah, it kind of slowed me down a little bit on the hunting and fishing there for a while. But I remember feeding them kids when Brenda, she worked days and I worked nights. And I'd be feeding them kids. You take going from not being used to taking care of kids or anything.
Right.
So I'd be feeding them in the mornings and they're turning their head, not wanting to eat and all that. Boy, that was an experience. And then tell you something funny. You ought to ask next time you see Jill Joy, ask them if they like hot dogs.
Yeah, I remember that's all you fixed.
Every day hot dogs. Hot dogs. Dad's gonna fix hot dogs.
They asked for it, or that was just your
No,
go-to?
that's just
That
what
was
he
my
got
go-to.
made.
That's about the only thing I knew how to fix. I
That's your
think.
go-to move. Hey,
Yeah.
hey, Dad, can you fix us something? Hot dogs.
I'm gonna take a bathroom break real fast, but you can continue.
And that was Tom number 2. When you found, is that what you're talking about?
Well, let's see. Yeah,
Because it
no.
was Jill, Joy, Tom.
Jill, Joy, and Tom, and then I think the last time she went to doctors, whenever she said she's going to have another kid, which had made it 4. I think that's about when I thought I was going to have a heart attack. When she said that, she started laughing.
She's messing with you, getting you back for all those years of jokes.
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, so like, how old do you think my dad was before you started showing him hunting and fishing?
Well, he's pretty young.
Can I get an apple, by the way?
Yeah.
Let's get Gramps one too.
Yeah, he was. I got some funny stories now that you mentioned
Yeah.
that.
Are you an apple beer guy? Do you like the apple beers?
I'll try it if you got it.
Okay.
I'm not against beer or anything. I just didn't drink it
Right.
that much, you know.
What? Let me hear one of these stories from when my dad was little.
Okay.
It was icy.
Well, we was out there dove hunting down there by St. Joe Avenue.
You were using him as the dog.
No. So he was standing down just a little piece from me. And now I'm talking about he's pretty young, but he's got a gun, you know.
Right.
And he starts screaming and hollering, "Dad, Dad," you know, like you wouldn't believe. And I look and he had a squirrel that jumped up on his pants leg.
It was attacking him.
Well, it was only hanging on it.
Right.
It wasn't doing nothing to him, but I can see where it'd scare him. But boy, he was panicking big time, you know. And I ran up there and grabbed the squirrel, and it wasn't biting him or nothing, you know. But I just grabbed it, pulled it off of him, and laid it down.
Got attacked by a damn rabid squirrel.
Yeah, a rabbit squirrel. But I could see where he was scared. Then another time, first time I took him out deer hunting, I put him up in this tree, told him to go up there, and I said, and there's an open field in front of him. It wasn't like he was out in the woods, you know, all around him. And I said, "You see that tree right down the hill there?" "Yeah." I said, "That's where I'm going to be." And I said, "If you was to holler at me, I'd hear you or whatever. No problem. Don't be scared." Now, this is a kid that's not used to being out in the dark, after dark,
Right.
by
Yeah.
himself, you know.
Let alone in the woods. Yeah.
Well, he wasn't really in the woods. This is just a tree out in the field, like, you know, so
Yeah.
it wasn't really the ideal spot to be, but that's where we were at. So, about the time it was almost dark, or probably just might as well say dark, he started screaming. And, "Dad, Dad, Dad." I mean, he was panicking, you know.
Right.
So I was panicking on account of scared of what he might do or try to jump out of the tree or something, you know.
Yeah.
So I got down out of the tree as quick as I could and hot-footed it up the hill. And he was scared to death, you know, and I got him down on the ground. He was calming down then, you know. And I told him before I left, I said, now, Tommy, there's nothing out here that's going to hurt you.
Right. You got a gun.
Yeah, but there's nothing that's going to hurt him, you know.
Right.
And, but I can understand why he was scared.
You remember when he got his first deer?
Yeah, let me see. He's actually a pretty good deer hunter. He done all right deer hunting, and but I remember he shot that one deer. That was his first one, and we had a rough time finding it. In fact, there was a couple of them, one or two that he shot with a bow and arrow or something. And he must not have had a good hit. Had a little bit of blood or something. But I was always excited when he got a deer. You know.
When did you pick up bow hunting? We talked about guns, but we never mentioned a bow and arrow.
Oh well. I was young enough where all the guys at work at Hahn was making fun of me. You think you're going to get a deer with a bow and arrow, you know, and all this, you know? I mean, they thought it was a big joke, you know.
Right.
Were compound bows a thing back then?
No, they come along later. So
it was just the true traditional bow and arrow.
Yeah.
And when I was little, he would take me to the traditional bow hunt shoots with Samuel Rice. Remember we had Samuel in the runner? Yeah. So that when we would go bow hunting, Sam was a kid, I was a kid, and my grandpa would take me up there and we'd go through. They have like a wood set up with all different type of animal targets, and you'd hunt it.
That's so sick. Yeah. That's sick, dude. Nice. Yeah.
Yeah.
We had bows, the non-compound recurve bows.
Recurves. Yeah.
And I remember yours says Old Thumper and mine says Little Thumper.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I still use that as my Gmail address, which I can't get my Gmail going for some reason.
Gmail's kind of a son of a bitch sometimes.
I guess.
Yeah. So all right. So anyway, so you remember? Do you remember his first deer?
Yeah,
Tom's first
just
deer.
Talking about. I want to know that camper. When did you? When I was little, you had a white camper. It had like an orange interior with the I don't even remember the type of fabric, but it was like a rougher fabric.
Yeah.
Yeah, you bought that when the kids were little.
Yeah.
I remember my dad was talking about going hunting or camping in the winter, and you only had like a limited amount of heat in it or something like that.
Then his friend, Jason Springers was his name.
Yep.
He was a neighbor in the neighborhood when we lived there by St. Joe. And he was going to go with us up there to this one place that we had was renting to hunt on. Mm-hmm. And it's out in the country, you know, and Jason, he's not used to being out in the country or deer hunting or nothing.
Yeah.
So I told Tommy what I was going to do. I said, after it gets dark, I said, I'm going to reach down and start scratching on the side of the camper with my fingers.
Yeah, give it a little.
Shh, be quiet. Jason, don't you guys move a muscle. Yeah, and they're scared. Or, you know, Tommy knew what was coming, but Jason didn't. Whispering, you know, and that's a bear. Oh, man, he about come uncleared. We all died laughing. I told us I was just having fun with you. Say no bears.
Right. No daggone bears. Yeah. But now I think there are bears here. Are there not bears here?
Well, yeah, I'm sure there is in some parts of Indiana, and they're in Illinois, too.
They cut those big cats loose. The DNR? DNR, yeah. DNR cut big cats loose in Illinois, Kentucky, and
You want to tell Brian what DNR stands for?
Do not resuscitate?
Yeah. Yeah, in fact, I got a picture on my phone. It shows my hat, and I lost it when Tommy's house caught on fire, and we were rebuilding it, and it fell down and got buried in the concrete. I'd love to get another hat like that, but it's black, and it says DNR in red letters.
Yeah.
And anyway, a friend of mine over in Illinois, he's all time, damn non-residents, you know.
Damn non-residents.
That's what it stood for us, you know.
Yeah.
And he didn't like it because non-residents was coming over hunting their deer, you know.
Yeah.
I had that handmade. In fact, I had a person over in Illinois make it for me. She was making hats, and she done a beautiful job. And
But yeah, they did. They cut loose some big cats.
So,
I think there's bears here now.
what
Just
was-
all jokes aside.
Yeah. What was like? Let's talk about like your work years. You worked at basically the majority of your life and retired from Whirlpool.
Right.
How long did you work for Whirlpool?
Oh boy, 30 years, I guess.
Well, I remember pulling up when Ma would get us on the weekends or some days, and you'd be at Whirlpool, and we'd pull up, and you'd drive up on your golf cart that you had
Oh,
there towards
yeah,
the end or
yeah.
whatever. You know, what was it like working in Whirlpool for those years?
Uh,
You were in tool and die. Were you in tool and die the whole time?
yeah, I hired in as a tool die maker. Yeah, and I got laid off when work out it twice. And went to job shop, which that's a joke working in them damn places. But anyway, I got called back to work. And I worked there for like 30 years. My only, well, I say that's not my only problem. My problem was Whirlpool, instead of contract come up, instead of getting raised, they'd want to take money away from you.
no shit.
Don't take away what I already got.
No kidding.
That's
dude.
the way I feel right now. Don't take away from what I've already
Right.
got.
You can leave me
What,
where I'm at, but don't take away. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I was gonna say, what do you think you learned in years of doing tool and die that like maybe applied to outside of work? Just like patience, because you gotta.
Well, no,
tap
that
and-
you learn how to do a lot of things. You know how to run a lathe and how to run grinders and how to proper way to use drill presses. I mean, I know that sounds pretty basic, but anyway, you learn a lot, you know.
Right.
And I've got a small lathe there in
in the garage.
the garage, you know. I mean, there's things I can make if I have to, or fix or whatever. And
Without using super glue, Brian, he uses super glue to fix anything.
Why can't you?
That's
What's
a
wrong?
universal tool.
Oh, my wife teased me like mad. 'cause
Super
I-
glue and duct tape. The key is super glue the thing together, duct tape it.
and you got it, man.
If you don't have a vise,
The rest of your life, you got
duct
it.
tape is just as good as a vise. That's how I look at it,
That's
dude.
right.
I'm with you, Big Tom.
Well, I
all
think
the
she
way.
gets upset when I use super glue and spill it on something.
Yeah.
I've kind of got to be more careful with
A
it.
lot of
now.
people. I don't know if a lot of people do this. You get a cut on your hand.
Yeah, I do it all the time at work. Super glue.
Yeah, super glue. It's
Yeah.
like it immediately stops the bleed. It's so great.
Yeah.
More
Well, you know,
people
they
should
use
do
a
it.
lot of that stuff. Operations.
Yeah, just put it in
Doctors
there.
do, you
Yeah,
know.
just dip
Yeah.
some super glue in there.
Yep.
Good to go, dude.
You wanna? I'd like for you to tell Brian some of the jokes. You still remember the frayed knot story?
And this is an 18 plus show, so you don't have to hold
Or-
back.
Or you want to tell Brian the joke you called me back in the bedroom the other day for?
I don't
don't remember.
That was the other day. So
Yeah,
what
you
was
couldn't,
that?
you couldn't tell me in front of Maul. I don't remember. I'd heard it before. I told Brian about it. You like called me back because you didn't want to say the joke in front of.
Oh, and you
Mom.
couldn't remember it.
Like, yeah, I couldn't remember the joke, but I knew the punchline. But it was kind of ornery. But I can't remember what it was. We'll think of it. But I was telling Brian that you got you've always been a little jokester, had funny little stories.
Been accused of that. Yeah.
What's your favorite like you're just hanging with the boys kind of joke? You know what I mean? You're out with the boys, maybe having a beer
around like in Illinois on a hunting trip.
Yeah, like what's one of the jokes you would give to one of your boys? You know what I mean? I hope it's dirty. I love a good dirty joke, dude. And this is an 18 plus show, so.
Well, this is not a joke. This is real. But the guy found a ditch there, and he looked down, and it was a dildo down there. And he told that when he come back in from hunting, boy, I started riding his ass. I made all kinds of jokes about it. I said, "You still got your dildo?" In fact, I
Did it fall out of you when you were jumping the hit?
anyway, I know what it was now. One of the things was I bought a thing. It was really a practical thing. I used it before and told other guys. I even bought it for the game. When I say game wardens, there's about 5 of them come in from.
Basically all over, and they're in your hunting group. They're buddies with you guys, right?
Yeah, but they're from like Mississippi and
Right.
stuff like that. So, yeah, some of them different states, but anyway,
But they all go to the same hunting grounds that they go to, like
in
basically
Illinois, yeah.
1 month a year.
Okay.
So, you know, a lot of times, you know, when you're up in a tree stand, 25, 30 feet in the air, and you drop your hat, it's colder than a booger or whatever, or maybe it's raining, or you drop anything, even maybe an arrow or something. Man, I wish I could get that, drop a glove. Anyway, I found through a hunting site where they had this thing where you could lower it down out of a tree, you know, and get it down there and swing it back and forth and hook onto it and reel it back up, you know, which is handy as all get out. So I bought each one of the game boards one. And I always teased that one about, I said, now, next time you see a dildo, you want to crawl down in the mud to get it. they all razz him about it. I generally bring it up every year.
I generally like to remind them every year about the dildo.
Dude, I remember one time Papa Tom here was taking me to some drag races. They were like in Indy, I think. And we're driving from Evansville, at least up past Terre Haute.
Yeah.
I'm in the back seat of the car. I think I threw a blanket over my head, and I was making police siren noises, like wee woo wee woo. Yeah, I think he pulled over.
I told him, I said, I think I'm going to get stopped. Your grandpa's going to get a speeding ticket. And when the cop pulled up there, he said, "Where are you going?" I said, "I'm going to the races." I told him we was going to Indianapolis drag strip, you know.
Yeah.
I don't think he gave me a ticket.
No, I think he got out of it. Yeah. But I remember all kinds of I remember one year we went to a bow shoot and I had like this action figure I loved. And they just let me kind of run around the campgrounds or whatever. There were girls playing volleyball and I'm, in the volleyball pit or whatever as a kid. And I buried my action figure and I couldn't even find it afterwards. I still remember being upset about it.
Oh, Lord.
But no, I remember just like all that stuff. It was kind of cool. But I remember, so it's funny, like when Brian told me to cover my ears, he's seen me pass out from the blood. And what's funny is you used to do it when you were little and my dad used to do it, but they can both hunt and gut deer.
Oh, really?
Oh, I had a rough time when I started squirrel hunting.
Oh, skinning them just...
Oh, yeah, just doing anything after you shot them, you know.
Well, squirrels are the easiest from what I hear. And again, we won't get into details, but they're relatively easy to skin. And
yeah, but what got me is it's like operating on somebody, you know. I mean, seeing the blood and all that, that's what get me.
Yeah.
And a buddy of mine kept after me until he got me away from that, which it took a while.
It's weird the first time you see a good amount of,
Yeah, and you're doing it yourself.
Trying to keep it safe for Tom over here, hanging deep breaths.
I'm the only one that I don't think hasn't outgrown it yet.
Let me tell you a funny story about this character, him and his sister.
This character.
Yeah.
That's about right. This character.
We're over in Illinois somewhere. I forget where it's at right now, but and I'm sure he'll remember when I start telling the story where I'm headed.
Yeah.
But it had real steep hills and up and down. Well, both them kids, you and your sister, had cell phones. So I go down the hill. I'm not thinking about it, Joe. I'm talking about steep hills. You're down in the valley.
Yeah.
Well, they was losing the signal. Oh, man, they about had heart attacks. Hurry up, Grandpa. Go back up a hill. I don't have a signal. I can't use my phone. And when they said that, all that did was add fuel to the fire. Well, I'd go up real slow, They get up to the top, and then they get their signal back, and they's all happy. When you go to the next one, they go down. Oh, no, I kept doing that with them. They're about to have a fit. Do you remember that?
Yeah. I remember the tricycle. We had a tricycle we'd ride around, the trike, the motorized one. We'd ride around all that air and gas place across from North St. Joe.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of what else I just remember.
That one might be frozen.
No, mine was frozen.
See if you can get that, if you would, please.
This fridge is weird.
God bless you.
Oh, yeah, you're good.
I got my fingernails trimmed kind of close anyway.
It might be super cold. Mine has a little bit of ice in it. So
what were some of you were big into hunting, fishing. You went to Sturgis. Have you heard of Sturgis? Surely, Brian, right? I
got buddies that ride.
What was that like?
Well,
like Woodstock for motorcycles, right?
I went to Sturgis a couple times.
Did you ever go to Woodstock?
No, thank goodness. It was going on, though, at that time.
Yeah, you probably don't come back from that.
No. Anyway, I'm glad I didn't go to it. I started to, and I thought, no, I don't know.
Yeah. Oh, you wanted to?
Yeah, I thought I did, but I'm glad I didn't.
Yeah.
Anyway, answer your question about Sturgis.
Yeah, what was that like?
Well, at first I thought it'd be fun and that. Want to really hear the truth?
Yeah.
When I got there, women were showing their tits and everything, and some of them were naked, and this and that and the other.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting there, here I am, a married dude, and got kids. And my first reaction, and it did hit me hard, I said, I shouldn't be here. It's just not right.
Right.
Yeah.
And I think I went back the next year again, and that was it. I said, no.
Still didn't feel any better the next year.
Well, I mean, it just it just wasn't the right thing to do, in my opinion.
Not anymore, right? Like it would have been different if you weren't married or didn't have kids or anything like that.
Probably.
But, yeah, would have been a different
But
environment.
hell, there was. I mean, I didn't see this, thank goodness, but I'm sure it went on all over the place down there. Everything happened, I think, but some guy was screwing a gal out there on the open. People were standing all around them watching them, and
That's weird. Yeah.
Yeah. That's strange.
this is just. I don't claim to be real religious. I should be, but I'm not. But I'm thinking more about it all the time, naturally. In fact, I've been praying for people for a long time now. That don't make me real religious, but at least it's a start, I guess.
Yeah.
But just like you felt like, Lord, I'm sorry, but I shouldn't be here. I mean, I did. I felt guilty as hell.
Well, what's crazy too is so like I remember like the bike scene blew up in Evansville eventually. Like I mean, when you went to high school, like you said, there were only 2-3 people with bikes in your school, and then like the Hell's Angels was huge here in Evansville, or the Grim Reapers.
Yeah.
And
I don't even like that word. That's what they were called.
Right.
People say, "Oh, you belong to Grim Reaper."
No,
hell
that's just
no,
my
I
last
don't.
name.
Boss, I don't have nothing. And it was just down the block from the Harley shop.
Right.
Wasn't even a block away.
Yeah, they were on.
Well, I remember you got like all the bikers like would go to this lake that you guys were talking, like everybody in the town, the like watering holes or whatever you wanted to call it, the places where people went to hang out in their free time. You got all sorts of people there, and I remember you telling stories about like you'd have the biker gangs over there, and they take their empty beer cans and pour milk into it and give it to their kids to like drink milk out of.
Got that, but I wouldn't doubt it a bit. Yeah, there's things that, it's kind of like you could be on a street or be somewhere, and on one side of the street they're doing all this crazy stuff.
Yeah.
On the other side of the street, people are more normal and got sense and Christians or whatever. And I'm not proud that I went to Sturgis. I have no intentions of going back to Sturgis. No way in the world would I go to Big Sturgis.
Right.
Where's Big Sturgis at?
Oh, it's out there in not Colorado.
Little Sturgis is Kentucky, right?
Yeah.
And then Big Sturgis is like
In
further
in
west.
It's in, like, the Carolinas or
Dakota,
something.
isn't it?
No,
Dakota,
I think it's out west. Look up Big Sturgis. Where's Big Sturgis at? I think you're spelling Sturgis wrong, but yeah, there you go. Where is this at?
Down there at the bottom, 2025, right there.
Yeah, what's that one in, big dog? What are we talking here? What are we talking? What foot? Tom, just tell
dog,
me.
I'm trying.
You suck at this. How do I get... Oh, Marilyn Manson's going to be there? Hell yeah, dude. ZZ Top? Isn't only one of them alive? Okay. All right.
I don't know.
Not a lot of information.
Dakota, isn't it? South Dakota?
Yeah.
Black Hills?
Free basic
Too fast
registration,
for me.
blah, blah, blah. Here we go. This is Sturgis SD, South Dakota. Yep.
Yeah, South Dakota.
I've been there. I've been through there twice, but it wasn't for that. It's just going through it.
Right. So, let's see. So, I wanted to hit on some like technology stuff that happened over the time. So, like, did you have a pager? Did you get a pager when pagers came out?
Like a beeper?
No. Will you remember when you got your first cell phone? When was that? What was that like? Going from just a house phone to...
I wanted one, and Mom didn't want me to get one, so we don't have a need for. But tell you what, hunting and everything else is damn nice.
Right.
Yeah, it's if you hurt yourself out there, it's nice. If you tore something, broke something, you can't crawl to where you got to.
Well, one day, I'm dead serious about this now. One day, I forget how it was. Somehow or another, I made a wrong move in a tree stand. And I'm always minimum 20 foot off the ground.
Okay.
20, 25 foot, probably
Yeah.
most of the time.
It's a good drop.
Occasionally, maybe 30. Enough to kill. Been a lot of a lot of hunters killed.
Yeah, just
falling
falling
out
out
or
of a tree
crippled for life.
stand.
And anyway, made a silly move and moved the wrong way and knocked part of the tree stand loose. So I was kind of hanging on for dear life. Still in it, but scary. I sat up there for a long time, scared to death, tell you the truth. And finally, I come to no cell phone. I mean, didn't even have a cell phone. That's really spooky when you're out there. And a lot of times I hunted in places where I'll be here, I'll be there, I'll be here. I'll be in that town, I might be in another town. And people wouldn't, even people that knew me may not have very good
you just
idea.
tell them you're going hunting.
Yeah. So I'm sitting there and I done resigned myself, I guess that's the right word to use, that I'm probably going to have to spend the night in this tree. And, which was kind of spooky because it get cold at night, and I really wasn't worried about something getting me, but I never had done that before, so it's a pretty serious situation.
Yeah.
And I'm scared to try to get out of the tree stand and shimmy down the tree. Well, this half-ass buddy of mine, which he thinks he knows everything, not anybody you know, but one of the idiots over in Illinois. He's about the only idiot I know over there, but thank God. Anyway, well, I'd have just jumped out of there and shitted down that tree and wouldn't give it a thought. Yeah, okay, maybe you would. And I believe he's probably telling the truth, but, you know, you got one shot at it, you know.
Yeah.
You swing out of that tree stand and try to let go of that tree stand and grab that tree or something. If things don't go right, you done made a mistake.
Right, and you already got a bad knee.
Yeah, not only that, nobody knows where you're at to look.
Right. Yeah, you're in a tough spot.
You break a
I
leg,
mean, I could
you're
tell
just landing
somebody,
on the
hey, I'm
ground.
going up in Lindenville. Well, yeah, maybe it's Dad or some other people might be, but where am I in Lindenville?
Yeah, Linville, big county.
Yeah, and
It's a
there's a
big
lot of
county.
places to hunt. I might be here, there. I'd be all over the place.
I remember you were, I think your house was the first house I'd ever saw a computer.
Hmm.
I remember you had a computer. You had all kinds of games on there. Big Bow Hunter was one.
Yeah.
You had like some
Yeah,
reader
you know,
rabbit game.
that was the first computer I ever got. Oh, it was so stupid on my part.
They were expensive.
I
back
paid
then.
$3,500 for that computer. I still got it downstairs.
Yeah.
And then it's unbeknownst to me, man, I thought if you bought one, you had it for life. Huh? Yeah, right.
Yeah, no, you're good for like 5 years, maybe.
Yeah, something like that.
Does it still boot up? I need to try to turn it on next time I'm over there.
You can have it if you want it.
I took a floppy disk. I'm going to put one in a shadow box.
Oh, yeah. I'm here
But I
for it.
mean, I had, you know, I just thought that kind of money, you got a computer, which I didn't know anything about. I didn't know what the hell a computer was or what
Right.
it was for. I asked guys at work, what do you need a computer for? I don't know.
They were like, you can look at naked chicks on there.
Not yet. but
Yeah.
Not
Well,
yet.
also-
Dial up.
And you can also get in trouble with doing that too. But anyway, you got to be careful what you do on a computer.
Yeah.
But anyway,
I just meant technology is kind of crazy. Just like in your time, like you're talking about growing up, when you were a kid, you probably never ever saw a motorcycle when you were growing
I was
up.
probably pretty little when I was seeing them.
Really?
Yeah. I remember friends of mine that lived 2 or 3 doors down from us, brothers. One of them had a big Harley, and the other one had a smaller Harley, size-wise.
Right.
And I asked his other brother, another brother, 3 of them, so which one's the fastest? He said, that smaller one. Well, me being a kid, I thought, well, the bigger one would be the fastest.
Right.
That wasn't the case.
That's kind of like the Kawasaki's and the street bikes now.
Yeah. See, that's another thing. That VMAX that you had up there a while ago, that thing will shit and get.
yeah. Get up. Is it 1,200?
I think so. It might be bigger than that. I don't remember right offhand.
It's not a very big bike, but I know the motor cage is rather large.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
a 4-cylinder. It's a heavy bike,
Yeah.
but it's got
1,679 cc.
That is a damn near 1,700 cc.
there you go, 4-stroke.
Jesus Murphy.
Got a
Holy shit. Why do you own that?
speed.
Golly.
He used to drag race that Roadster. Or Sportster.
Yeah,
Sportster back in the day.
Brother, there is no...
That thing will run circles around that Sportster, and it's stock.
and there is no good reason on God's great green earth you need 1,700 cc's.
Well, let me tell you, this new Kawasaki, which Tommy's told me the name of it. I just heard about it a week ago. Kawasaki's come out with a new hot rod like that, and it'll run circles around that one.
Is it the Ninja? No, it's not.
No, it ain't nothing like you ever heard of. Look it up. Maybe it'll show it. Latest Kawasaki or something.
2026 Kawasaki fast bike. Yeah, fast.
Like I said, my VMAX, just like Todd always said, you know, he said when they see somebody on a VMAX, they know not to mess with it because they ain't going to beat it.
It is a Ninja. It's a Ninja H2R.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
Ninja?
Oh, is it 2,000? There's no way that's a 2,000 cc. Holy God.
It's a 1,998 cc. But it's supercharged hyper.
It's not. It says 998.
Yeah, basically. Yeah.
So it's a 1,000.
Yeah.
So it's smaller than the previous one.
Yeah, but it's way lighter.
Anyway, you can print that out.
I can send it to you.
Okay.
That's wild.
Street legal
dude.
hyper.
I mean, that thing, from what I understand, it is without a doubt the meanest motorcycle out there. I mean, my VMAX wouldn't even be able to hold a candle to it. And
Carbon fiber
and
upper
it's
crown.
also, when you give it to gas, it's got a thing that,
Yeah, the quick shifter.
I don't know. But anyway, when you give it to gas, it's like the back tire engages, and the back tire starts spinning immediately without you trying to make it to. When you really get on it. So the instant you give it, it's ready to go, but there ain't no hesitation to it at all.
Oh, my God.
It ain't like giving it the gas and popping the clutch or nothing like that.
That's terrifying.
There was a family feud over naming me the third, right? Not a big feud, but there was like some jokes about it. Like my mom didn't want to name me the third, but you and my dad and Ma all wanted me to be named the third. What was that like? I remember me, Ma, you guys made a bet.
Well,
over
they wasn't wanting us to make you like Tommy the third, which jokingly a lot of times later on I'd say Tommy the turd. But anyway,
he's kind of a turd.
I wanted to carry the family name on more.
Right.
That's how you ended up with that. But no, I think your mom and a lot of other people really wanted to name you something else.
They were trying to keep the same initials. We'll keep the same initials, but they wanted to change my middle name or something to.
Yeah.
I like Alfred.
Yeah.
Alfred is a strong middle name.
No, see, that's my name, Thomas Alfred.
Yeah.
And your dad, his name, let's see, and Junior is what I think of all the time. But I mean, there's no, I don't think there's no Alfred in there.
Yeah, it is.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's all the same.
Anyway, I wanted to carry that on.
Right.
Yeah.
And yeah, there wasn't no family feud, but there was discussion about it.
But I remember like you and Meemaw bet a steak over me or something.
Yeah, and I lost, and she rode my ass about it. I finally bought her that steak.
Yeah.
After several years. I loved that woman, her and her husband both. Yeah.
Good Lord Almighty.
Oh, she loved teasing me about that. I finally took her out and bought her one.
Yeah.
Finally. Yeah.
Good times, man.
Yeah.
Good times.
I think so. One question that I really want to know is in all your age and time and wisdom and years dealing with this turd and this turd's
Third.
Yeah, the third.
You're tongue-tied, ain't you?
Yeah. But with all the years and all the things that you've done and things you've built and everything, like what's one of the biggest pieces of advice you would give to a 30-year-old man right now?
Don't be like your grandpa.
In what ways? Seems like you had a fun life, you know?
Yeah.
No, but I mean, like just think about it, like our generation, Tom and I's generation, like the 30-year-old.
Have a good time and don't get in trouble and don't be a troublemaker. That'd be the first things that come to my mind.
Yeah.
Get along with people and, I worked with a lot of people who were complete assholes, to be quite honest. And I worked with a lot of good people. And you think I have any respect for the ones that are assholes? No.
Nope.
Never will. And, but anyway, just try to be a good person and accept life as it is and have the best time you can.
Okay.
About the best way I can put it.
Right.
be a good person, love thy neighbor. That's a strong message, man. You don't hear that a lot, honestly.
No.
Yeah, I agree.
What are some of your like highlight real moments? Like looking back, like what are some of your favorite moments? Like the key, like you'll remember them forever. You got any just off the top of your head, maybe by chance?
No
Of course,
problem.
the
No problem, and you won't never guess.
really?
A highlight of my life is who I'm married to.
Yeah, when you met Brenda.
Yep. With no money.
Couldn't even buy a damn cheeseburger.
Not even a hot dog.
But it's crazy to look back.
Not even a mini hot dog.
Not even the
Not even a corn dog, you know.
Not even the pups, dude.
But
No.
it's crazy to look back from that first date, you know, just money for gas to go and sit at the same place together to now,
Yeah.
60 plus years later on the west side, just hanging out on the
Well,
back
I want
porch
to tell
with
you
your
about
kids.
this one time. Now, don't take this the wrong way.
Oh,
Take
yeah,
me
yeah.
at what I'm saying.
Yeah.
It's true. So I tell you, you know I wouldn't lie to you. Anyway, we were up there watching the submarine races, and the races was kind of slow at night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So first time in our lives we ever done that, we got in the back seat. Well, a lot of people get in the back seat for you know what.
Right.
But when you're up front, you got the steering wheel and you got the column in between you.
You got a whole bunch of rigmarole. Yeah.
And I just suggested let's get in the back seat, and not for the wrong reasons.
yeah.
Right.
No more, and never thought anything about it. But, and it's back then I didn't think it was really right, but it didn't take long after that I started realizing it is right, because there's probably been a lot of young girls that's been up there on Wrights Hill. Seriously, Anyway, we got in the back seat, and the windows no more and got steamed up. I think. Anyway, there was nothing going on,
Yeah.
but it does look bad.
Yeah.
Cop.
Really?
No way.
Your parents know you're up here? No, sir. Well, I think it might be a good thing if you got up front and, go on about your business. Or you want to be, in other words, you're
Right.
being real polite about
Yeah,
it.
go on about your day now.
So guess what? I did that. And when you come off of the backside, the submarine races are over here. Well, when you're leaving, you're going the other way.
Oh, yeah.
And you got to go down that little dip to get out of there.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Well, at 53 Mercury, I shifted in second gear or something. And somehow or another, it got hung in gear. And you couldn't get it in reverse. You couldn't do nothing.
Oh, no.
So I was like, The only person who had a vehicle was her dad, So somehow or another, her uncle come up there. And
Would you have to fly it like a pigeon? Like a courier pigeon? To let them know you're stranded?
no, yeah, we couldn't do nothing. I
Right.
mean, you couldn't back up. You were
Right.
stuck there because the weight was against the
Right, the
transmission and
gear.
everything. You couldn't do nothing. You couldn't get it in neutral. You couldn't do nothing. And I forget exactly what he done, but it was somehow or another. I don't know if he used a crowbar or what, but he was able to push it back enough to where it would go up into neutral, and then start it up, and I could go. I thought I'd catch all kinds of hell about that, although we wasn't doing anything up there.
I remember one time, I'll tell you this story as a funny little loop of coincidences here in the family tree. I was up one time on Wrights Hill watching submarine races
Nice.
in the
Who won?
the U.S.
Yeah.
No, nobody won, honestly, this night.
Yeah.
Do they ever?
It was kind of cold, so I had the Mustang, the 5.0 1990 Fox body Mustang.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Shout out.
And the seats laid down, and we were in the back, whatever. And I left the car running because it's cold outside.
Yeah.
And it overheated, and the radiator blew. And all that steam came piling into the car. And I just reached up and turned the car off, and I was like, I'm going to keep going.
That was the same car that you got with your Nettie, your mother's boyfriend.
Yeah, Jason?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And remember, you went down there in the Ballsboro house and something, the transmission stuck on you or something. I went down there and I
Yep.
said, "What are you doing down here anyway?"
Yeah. Well, they do submarine races down in Dogtown sometimes.
Yeah, I heard they did.
That's what I hear.
Yeah, between cornfields looking over to Ohio.
Yeah, you get down there
But
by
I
the
remember,
Wabash.
I remember my car was shot basically at this point. I had to call Myra to come pick us up or whatever. And I just remember I left my underwear in the car. I was like going commando with no underwear, trying to act like nothing was happening. I was like, Oh, I was driving by, my car started overheating. I just pulled into the parking lot. We're all the way in the back where nobody'd ever go.
Dicey,
Oh
dude.
man, funny how circle of
down
life
there where that happened. You know how you go across that little bridge? It
Yeah.
always floods whenever the water's up, and you're headed around on the backside of the power plant.
Mhm.
I turned around where as far as I know, that's where they transfer the coal onto the barges and stuff out in the river.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, I go around there, and the sunset. This is this year. I'm in the T-Bird, and got my binoculars. You know, I go out there in the evening or something.
Looking for submarines?
Yeah, I'm looking for a deer. But anyway, I'm sitting there, and when I left the house, I could see how pretty the sun was when it's going down. Boy, it was about the prettiest red or pinkish red you ever seen.
Yeah.
So I had my camera, well, I had my phone, and I was going to zoom in and take a picture of that. So I had the window down, didn't have no gun or nothing with me, just had binoculars and that camera. And I'm sitting there looking at it, and all of a sudden this truck pulls up, white truck. And it's sitting back a little way. You know, it's not right beside me, but it stopped. And I kind of waved when I seen it, you know, and I just thought it was somebody might,
Sheriff.
well, you know, think
Somebody
I
on the
broke
back.
down
Yeah,
or
yeah.
need to get around me or
Yeah,
something,
yeah, yeah.
whatever. And he pulled up there beside me. He says, "What are you doing?" So that's kind of an odd thing to ask. You know, I thought maybe somebody said, "Well, you got car trouble or something," you know. And I felt like saying, "Well, what do you care? Or why are you
Right.
saying that or something?" You know, I wasn't really get smart, but I just didn't know why he would ask something like that. Well, come to find out, he's on security patrol. I'd never seen that before down there.
Right.
And I've been around that time, I don't know how many times. And I said, all I'm doing is taking my phone. I want to take a picture of that real pretty sunset. And then I asked him what he was doing. He said, well, I'm security. I seen it on the side of the truck when he
Right.
left. I didn't know they had that. I guess they do.
That's
kind of-
wild.
That's
I
one
didn't know
thing
that
actually that now that you mentioned it, I think is interesting. Is ever since I was a kid, I remember you had a camcorder and you would record every single family event.
A lot of them.
What brought that up? Like was that like the thing? Was that what people were doing at the time, or like not a lot of people do that nowadays?
Yeah. That's a way to get stuff like that and save it, you know.
Yeah.
I think it was just a new thing, though.
But I just,
Yeah.
I thought it was pretty neat. Now, like thinking back on it, I was like, man, like, is that why I got into cameras? You know, like,
Well, look at what Ken and Joe got us. It's in the kitchen.
right.
It's all pictures that we've taken or they've taken or whoever. We put them on there, and it shows you for a few seconds, and it goes on to the next picture. the
Oh
next
hell yeah, I
picture.
love those. Those are great.
Yeah, it's a lot of memories, you know.
Yeah.
You got Braden with your ma and that teeter-totter down there by the ballpark by our house.
Yeah.
Stuff like that, you know.
Good to have the memories.
Yeah, so anyway,
Yeah, man.
Crazy.
yeah.
Life's a journey.
It is,
Yeah.
dude.
Anything else you want to let the world know or keep on air? Anything you can think of?
Probably could think of a lot of things, but I thought about it a little bit.
I mean, it's been fun. Brian was like, "What are we gonna do?" We had somebody cancel, and I was like, "I got the perfect guy to fill the slot."
I got a guy.
Well, you know how you go down Waterworks Road,
Yeah.
go by the old Waterworks.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, you remember that where the Waterworks is at, there's that real steep concrete comes down from the Waterworks.
Yeah, that embankment. Yeah.
I rode up on that on my sickle, and then I got scared, pulled the clutch in. You talk about a wild ride coming in and freewheeled it backwards, not knowing exactly how you.
Ooh.
I thought sure I was going to have a hell of a crash, but I didn't. Yeah, that was scary.
Oh, I bet.
Anyway, no, I could think of a lot of things when I think about it, I guess. But
We might have to do it again sometime. You know, when you think of a handful list of just fun old stories you got or whatever, just let me know. We'll bring it back on out.
If you want to come by for a beer anytime, you're welcome, Tom.
All right,
I like your attitude.
Thank you.
I like you way more
than him.
that's
That's
people.
understandable.
You know what I mean? So if you want to figure out how to run a podcast, maybe we could just sub him out.
He's been learning to fly a drone.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, dude. Nice.
I didn't follow up on the updates. I did for a while, and somehow or another I didn't.
Dude, he was a legal drone flyer before I was.
FAA
Yeah,
or whatever.
he was like, yo, you got to take this free online FFA course. And I'm like, come on, Grant. Like,
Yeah, I know.
really?
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, you need to sit down here and take it. Let's do it.
Little Tom likes to break the rules. He's like, I'll fly however high I want. It doesn't matter. I'm like, dude, okay.
Well, he found my drone for me, and that was kind of neat. I know I knew then, but I was scared and got all panicky. I called him, and he said, "Yeah," he said, "I can find it for you." And I was out there by the gas station, Guzzlers.
Yeah.
I mean, I was at my house, close to it, and I flew up, and I didn't go across Broadway, but I was up where you could see the highway.
Yeah, right at the edge.
Yeah, and anyway, low battery.
Oh, fuck.
Well, I panicked, and
Yeah.
tried to come back and all that, and finally it says, I think it says something like, tried to find an open area or something, low battery, and then everything went silent. No, it said landing in an open area.
Damn.
And that was it. Well, I panicked too much because I thought it was on the other side of the highway, even on the other side
St.
of Broadway.
Phillips.
Yeah. And I never did get across Broadway, And I was over there asking them people if they seen a drone or anything, and I went out in the fields and looked and everything. And
I remember it's getting dark, and he called me. He's like, hey, I need a favor. He's like, you don't have to do it today, but if you want. He's like, my drone just landed itself, and I don't know where it's at. And I drove all the way from Newburgh and ended up finding it within like 30 minutes or whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was. It was a hunt.
Nice.
yeah,
Yeah.
and there was no damage. It landed right out in the open. And, I drove by there 2 or 3 times and looked back that way from the vehicle.
Yeah, I didn't see
and
it
I
from the
couldn't
road.
see it.
Well,
It's laying right out there in the open.
They're not large. I mean, if you're
No.
looking at a huge field, it'd be easy to overlook
Yeah,
something.
well, this wasn't a big field. It was
Yeah, I
a
mean,
little field, but
yeah, it was about.
I guess you take a little bit of grass and it's laying in the grass, so that'd not be enough to hide it.
Yeah, because they only stand 6 or 7 inches off the ground. I mean,
Yeah, I
if
know
it's
it.
in a 10-foot tall grass field,
But
you're.
boy, I was tickled to death because, man, I was sitting there thinking about how much money that thing cost and everything.
Oh yeah, little Tom's the man, dude. If you need anything technological, this guy's got you. Yeah,
I remember I showed him an AI video I made based on his truck sticker. So ever since I can remember, when he got this black truck, switched from the red one. You put a sticker on it that said, "Vegetarian is an old Indian word that just means bad hunter."
Yeah.
Remember I made that AI video?
Yeah. That's on my truck right now. Yeah.
Nice, dude.
Yeah.
Nice. Well, Tom, I'll tell you what, man. I really do appreciate you. I mean, I know you didn't. I guess you had a chauffeur all the way out here, but
Yeah.
we still took 2 hours out of your day, if not more. So I appreciate it.
Well, he invited me, and at first I thought it'd be great, and
Now you don't like it so much. You were like, "This
No,
is going to
no,
be
no, no,
awesome."
it's the other way.
Now,
I even got nervous about it. I said,
never
man,
be
I don't know what
nervous.
I'm going to say or what they think I'm going to say or whatever. But no, I'm glad I came.
yeah, look at us now. We're 2 hours in here talking, and it's just
Having a good
Yeah,
time,
I could do
yeah.
another hour easy.
Yeah.
But we do have to shut it down because normally after an hour people start tuning out.
Yeah, we got to keep it for the listeners. But like I said, we'll get you in for round 2.
Oh, my God,
If
dude.
you can think of some of these jokes and maybe jot them down.
Yeah.
I remember he has had double knee surgery. Well, how many knee surgeries have you had now? 3?
2.
2? I remember the first time, if you look on his knee, it's a straight line.
This one here.
Yeah.
And then the
There's
other,
no kneecap. That's the one where I had the car hit me.
but you see the straight line, and then years later they had to go back in and do it again, so they cut a U. And I remember you said, have you ever seen an IU surgeon? Because it looks like the IU symbol.
Well, yeah, but they didn't. This was all done at one time.
So you have
Right.
no
And then this
patella.
is-
You have
no.
no patella over
Oh, you
here?
can look at the difference in the knees.
Can I touch it? Is it
Yeah.
gross?
As long as you don't get sexual. I've had knee surgery here, but
So this one's total.
this got a knee cap. This one doesn't.
This is a total replacement, top and bottom, right? Top and bottom
No,
replacement.
just out there in front. Just the front. The kneecap's gone.
Oh,
Yeah.
so you don't have metal in your femur or your tibia over here?
There might be some metal. I don't know.
Oh, and I'd love to see those X-rays, dude.
I've been accused of having lead in my ass.
Damn, dude. Well, I'll tell you what, man. You bring a lot of knowledge and a lot of good stories. We're gonna have to have you in again. I don't think there's
I
a
appreciate that.
shadow
I mean,
of a
to
doubt.
me, some
Would you
other-
do another one?
Well, yeah.
Some other time we'll get you back in a few weeks or
Yeah,
something.
yeah.
Yeah, come in and kick it. Hell yeah, dude.
If nothing else, I'll listen to you.
I like that too. Just bounce ideas off of. But yeah, I don't have anything else. Little Tom, you got
I
anything?
think this has been another thrilling episode of the Days Grimm.
My name is Brian Michael Day.
My name is Thomas Grimm III, and joining us has been Thomas Grimm Sr, the
Right.
original.
The first.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome. Thank you guys for having me.